Right. Check 1 2. Check test 1 2 3 4 5.
Test 1 2 3 4.
Give me a little bit more.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, turn to Alva State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, going to college, starting a small business, planning a wedding, or having a baby, Alva State Bank is here for all of life's milestones. To learn more, visit any Alva State Bank branch or go online to alvastatebank.com. Alva State Bank. They plant roots where others have branches. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Now, the Skordle Game of the Week crew celebrates 0 Week in Pond Creek tonight as a couple of Class B schools go head-to-head in an 8-man battle as the Pond Creek Hunter Panthers host the Coyle Blue Jackets. High school football, is back, and I'm all for it. Good evening. I'm Tom Nelson, joined by a legend around these parts, the pride of Hunter, Oklahoma, Doug Nelson. Now, Doug would normally be in Tulsa calling his Lincoln Christian Bulldogs home opener against Victory Christian, but a special occasion brings him home as they celebrate 40 years since the Panthers' first state championship. And Doug, you were a huge part of that undefeated and gold ball season.
That was an incredible year, incredible group of guys, and then led by Coach Lyle Welsh, who was just one of the very, very best to this day. Just love that man. We were talking about just how special that group was and how special he was in this school all the way back 40 years ago.
Now, Pond Creek Hunter has gone on to win 3 more state championships, the last in 2019. And head coach Tanner Bowman, he's trying to wake the echoes with a young team that he thinks might be the most athletic team he's had since he's been here.
Yeah, he talked about that this week when we got a chance to visit on the phone. Just he's excited about his young team, but he's also really strong on tradition, what's happened in the past. This is a program that's very proud, as you mentioned, the 4 state championships, but also some runner-ups as well, and they are in tune to get back to that shape again.
Well, tonight, Coyle seems to have the more experienced team. They return almost everybody from a year ago, including 1,200-yard rusher Carson Hawk. He had just shy of 100 yards rushing against Pond Creek Hunter last year in this game. They've got over 30 kids out for football, which is a big number for 8-man. And most of them went through Coyle's first Summer Pride program in the offseason. And Coach Marcus Cooper, he's excited to kick this one off.
Yeah, you talked about Coach Cooper. He's in his 6th year, 21-30 overall. But last year in the first opening game, it was 32-8. It was all Panthers in that one. So, they've got something different on their mind as they travel from Logan County all the way north here to an incredible facility. My goodness, I'm so jealous of what they have done here, not only with the football track, but the basketball facility as well.
It is the same piece of ground, but definitely not the same field that you played on 40 years ago.
Yeah, east and west now versus north and south. I look across and I see Coach Welsh's house. We might get a shot of that at some point, Tyler. But, he would walk straight out of that house and then right onto the football field and the facility, the training area. Our locker room was right down here in the corner, which if you look across here now, it'd be about the 40-yard line.
Well, it's a celebration in Pond Creek tonight. It's already been homecoming. They get that out of the way early, and we're excited to bring it to you. The Pond Creek Hunter Panthers and the Coyle Blue Jackets. It's coming up on the Skordle High School Football Game of the Week.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, Mom and Dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Tom Nelson and Doug Nelson back with you in Pond Creek tonight. 8-man football on the game of the week as it's 0 week, Labor Day weekend. We hope everybody has a great long weekend. And Coyle will get the ball first. Pond Creek Hunter won the opening toss, but they deferred to the second half. And here come the Panthers on homecoming, 0 week homecoming. That is a first for me. But I think what's so exciting is the fact they brought back yourself and other members of the 1985 state championship football team that won that gold ball. And you guys had a little thing here before the ball game, and you're going to have something at halftime as well.
Well, it's going to be fun as I watch these lights going off here. A great group of young men down here. Coach Bauman has them ready to roll on homecoming. The beautiful thing about tonight, it's in the 80s, going to drop down to the 60s, my friend.
It's going to be nice. Coyle 3-7 a year ago. They're picked 5th in B2 District 3 by the coaches. Pond Creek Hunter 7-4 a year ago. They're picked 3rd by the coaches in B1 District 1. Pond Creek Hunter wearing the home dark uniforms, black and the white numbers and the black helmets. Coyle in the white tops and the blue numbers and the blue trim as well. And boy, I tell you what, the near side stands are pretty darn near full because high school football is back, and really nobody does it better at this side, this school level than Pond Creek Hunter.
Well, you mentioned Cherokee has a field that looks a lot like this, but yeah, you're right. For this size school, it is top notch. Just so impressed with Coach Kerr and what he's done here. Coach Jones, Coach Hendricks, still part of this. He was my baseball coach back, 84, 85 in that area, and he's still a part of the Pond Creek Hunter.
Now, Colt Chavez will tee it off at the 40-yard line as Coyle will get the football first and get us a chance to see Carson Hawk. He is a junior who had over 1,200 yards rushing a year ago, and had almost 100 yards rushing against Pond Creek Hunter in the opener a year ago in that 32-8 loss.
Yeah, I know in our Pick'em show, his name came up several times as we discussed this particular game. And I know you didn't make a pick on it, but folks, I'm an alum, so I'm leaning one way. I won't say which way, but it's beautiful to be back here and be a part of this tonight. What a special, special night.
Well, high school football is back, and we are so glad to bring it to you on Skordle. Of course, we had a game last night in the Skordle Game of the Week down in Tuttle, which was a surprisingly easy win for Tuttle over Guthrie. And here we go. It's 8-man football on a Friday night, and the kick taken on a couple of bounces by Carson Hawk across the 15 to the 20-yard line. Great pursuit on the special teams, and he'll break free to the 25, staying on his feet out to the 30-yard line. A great return to set up Coyle. First down and 10. They're going to mark him at the 31.
Yeah, number 11, Tegan Cowherd of the Panthers. He was down there to make the tackle, and he just slipped out of his reach.
Tegan Cowherd is a freshman, and we'll talk about him a lot tonight. We'll see him on the defensive side starting at linebacker for the Panthers. So the first drive starts, 11:48 to play in the first period as we are underway. The quarterback is Tyree Lancaster. Played a little bit a year ago, went 1-for-1 passing against Pond Creek Hunter in that opener. He's a good dual threat quarterback, and he'll hand off on first down, and Hawk will get a couple, and that's just about it.
Yeah, Carlos Robinson in on the tackle. He's a power lifter, big-time power lifter. He's a junior, 5'8", 240, number 50.
He'll say no gain on the play, brings up second down and 10. And Tanner Bowman talked about, to me this week, about the fact that this team's going to have some growing pains. They are pretty young, but he thinks by the time they get into district play, they should be pretty salty. So we'll see what happens here tonight. They got some youngsters, some freshmen and sophomores they're counting on a lot this year.
If I'm looking at this schedule right, they're open next week.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
And so you got to get some clean video on tape, if you will. A lot to learn, but you want this game to be clean, and you want it something that you can teach your guys, but you want to come out on top.
There is a flag on the play, illegal substitution that goes against Coyle. So not only is there no gain on first down now, marching back 5 to bring up second down and 15.
That'll make it tough on Coyle on their first drive. They are headed straight north. I don't think the wind's a big factor tonight as you look at the flags. It is in the 80s, though. What a beautiful treat for fans and players.
You expect it to be about 95 with water breaks and all that for opening night, but that is not the case. Hawk is pushing and pulling the pile out across the 30-yard line out to the 34-yard line. He's a workhorse kind of a back.
Yeah, Coyle's front line did a great job of just keeping their feet moving and created a push there and picked up 6 or 7.
Yeah, give him 8.
Make it 8.
So third down and 7 now. The line of scrimmage is the 34-yard line. They've got to get past the 41 to move the change. Just underway here, 10.5 to play in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game. Coyle and Pond Creek Hunter on the game of the week.
Keep an eye on number 21, defensive lineman Kelso, as he gets across there.
And they'll give it to Hawk again, trying to bounce it to the near side, and he'll be tackled after a gain of 2 to the 36, well short of the first down. So it looks like it should be a 3 and out. It'll be 4th down and 5. Now, interestingly enough, talking to Marcus Cooper, he didn't know who his punter was going to be when I talked to him a couple of days ago. So I don't know if they'll take Hawk out, so I bet they will kick it away.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Punting is such a big part of the game. I don't care what level it is, all about field position. Looks like they're going for it, Tom.
Looks like they will, unless it's some kind of a quick kick. I don't know. Tyree Lancaster will stand in the shotgun. Might try to draw him offside is what he's trying to do. I bet they don't get the playoff. They will. That'll give this time right side to Elijah Sims, and he'll be stopped. Interesting play call on 4th and 5.
Yeah, Blaine Teft with the big tackle right there. He's so strong, two-way player. Keep your eye on him. Not only that, he's homecoming king.
It's already a great night for him. So Pond Creek Hunter will take over first down and 10. They're going to start in Coyle territory at the 38-yard line. Great field position. The drive will start with 9 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the first quarter. The quarterback for Pond Creek Hunter is Brady Sherman, 9 of 16 a year ago for 721 yards, a touchdown and an interception. On first down, the ball is loose and on the turf, and jumping on it for a big loss. There's a flag as well.
How about Xavier Noble, number 52? He's a senior, anchors both offense and defensive line. He broke through and caused the initial ball to come out.
So they'll end up losing 6 yards in that play back to the 44.
Couple nice defensive plays both ways so far in this one. Just getting started on a beautiful night in Pond Creek.
So second down and 16 now. That pistol formation, the man in motion from left to right. They'll dump it out in the right flat. The ball dropped, as that was Kyson Davis, who got 22 balls a year ago. Couldn't reel that one in. It'll be third down and long.
It's a good thing they blew that one dead, because Coyle was off to the races, and that was number 40 that was right there, Elijah Sims, junior, 5'9", 152.
So here's third down and long. Now, Pond Creek Hunter's in a position where they probably would go for, they get half of it right now, they'd go for it on 4th down, and they're in Coyle territory.
Sherman at quarterback. Been around a long time. That name in the Pond Creek community. Schultz. You think about other names. David LeBrew was a big-time player here as well.
Back to throw across the middle. The ball is deflected, incomplete. So now it's 4th down and 15 or 16.
That's Amaro, number 3, the senior with good hands right there. He knocks it down. Ton of leadership, Coach Cooper says.
Yeah, Joe Amaro's one of those guys. We're going to see him. He's the backup quarterback. He was going to be the quarterback and tight end. They moved him to the offensive line. He'll start at right guard because they needed an athlete and somebody who could stop who could work at that position. So now 4th down and long, and they will punt. They're going to try to. This is going to be a field position game, is what they're doing right now. As Cole Chavez will stand back across the 50-yard line.
8-man football. You get a lot of guys playing both ways. That snaps low, gets it off. That's Chavez.
It'll take a nice Pond Creek Hunter bounce and go out of bounds. And Coyle, well, they went for it on 4th down, came up empty. They're able to get the stop and get the football back. And that is where Coyle will take over 1st down and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Both of these teams just trying to fill each other out right here, waiting on a break. It's a game of breaks, and it'll turn the game quickly.
8:33 to go in the first quarter, no score. You're talking about the history of Pond Creek Hunter and the 4 state championships. Coyle, they made it to the state championship game in Class C 10 years ago.
Yes.
This year, back in 2015, lost to Shattuck in that championship game. That's back when a lot of schools were losing to Shattuck.
Yes, Shattuck was very dominant. That game was 60-14.
On 1st down, a short gain by Carson Hawk. Not a whole lot there. As I tell you what, there wasn't a hole there at all.
Coyle also has played in 4 semifinal games. They've got 11 playoff appearances and 8-11 record all time. Now, Shane Weathers was the head coach before Cooper. He was there 16 years. He had a 98-73 record in his tenure.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 17-yard line. Tom Nelson and Doug Nelson. Got one more Nelson on the crew tonight. Joshua Nelson running camera. And the hometown boy, Tyler Kerr, producer-engineer tonight. So he didn't have far to drive, and he made sure we had food here before the ball game as well, which is always nice, courtesy of Greasy Steve's. 2nd down and 10. Lancaster rolling right, throwing back across his body into traffic. It's incomplete. Good coverage right there by McQuinn Baker. Transferred in from Pond Creek, or from Crimlin Hillsdale, excuse me. And the pass was intended for Connor Mormon, a big tight end. So now it's 3rd down and 10.
Did a great job going up and breaking that up. My goodness, that could have been a big one.
So 3rd down and 10. Yeah, this field, 5 or 6 years ago they opened this place up? Has it been that long? It was before COVID, wasn't it?
Played one game in 2018.
Yep.
Senior year,
Played one game. 2019, the first full season. That state championship team in 2019 played their home games here. And what I remember about it was, do they still do the flashing lights when they score a touchdown?
Yep.
We'll see that as well. 3rd down and 10. Lancaster in trouble, being chased, trying to stay on his feet, and he will step out of bounds. And he was knocked right the Blaine Teft with the stop, the homecoming king.
Yeah, great pressure by him just to force him out of the pocket right there. You talked about the long line of coaches here at Pond Creek. How about David Kerr, 23 years, 1999 to 2001, 200 wins and 76 losses. Tyler, I know you're proud of your dad, but, man, 3 state championships under that man.
He's a pretty dang good color guy, too. He's been up here and he's done some stuff with me as well at 8-man All-Star game. Now that he is retired, maybe I get him up here and do a little more.
He seemed a little more relaxed tonight hanging out at Greasy Steve's at about 4:30. The pressure wasn't quite on him as a normal Friday night.
Connor Mormon will punt it away this time. Line drive punt will take a good Coyle bounce. Picked up on the bounce now by Kyson Davis. Davis 45, and a nice special teams tackle made right there by one of the Blue Jackets. That is a Hawk making the tackle, Carson Hawk.
Davis did a good job. That ball got over his right shoulder, but he was able to field it, turn it, and make up a little lost ground. So almost back to midfield.
So the second drive for the Panthers, 1st down and 10 from their own 48-yard line. And this drive will start with 7:19 to play in quarter number one. Neither team has threatened to score yet. Right now it's a field position game, and Pond Creek Hunter is winning the battle of field position. They've just not capitalized on it yet.
I am watching a few of these front linemen have their hands on their knees early in this one, and that kind of surprises me.
Dump it out in the near flat. The ball is caught by Blaine Teft, and Teft will get about a yard, and that's it. Or he was knocked down. Is that Tyree Lancaster?
Number 40, that's another great tackle. That's Elijah Sims on the tackle.
Yeah.
He's been very active so far in this game.
Say Blaine Teft, he played about a half a year ago. He broke his wrist early in the season, missed the rest of the year, so he is just happy to be out there. 2nd down and 9. Empty the backfield. Ball caught at the 45-yard line and near a first down. Be right about a half a yard shy of the stick. And that catch is made by the tight end, Noah Crouch, who caught 10 balls for 139 yards a year ago.
James Lackey with a nice tackle. He's going to fill that one in the morning. The good news is they're open next week. They're playing bye. So play your heart out tonight, get this win. If you're Pond Creek, same thing with Coyle. You want to get off to a great start as well.
They've got another bye in about a month or so before the Laverne game, which will come at a good time.
Boy, Laverne's been something over the years. The Panthers have run into Laverne and Tipton a few times in these state championship games.
3rd down and a short one. The pistol formation. And Sherman will call his own number this time. 1st down inside the 40-yard line down to the 39. Picking up 4. Move the chains. 1st down. So Brady Sherman, who rushed for 98 yards last year, 25 carries, 98 yards rushing and a touchdown. His first carry of the season, and on 1st down, they'll blow the play dead.
Yeah, Coyle was trying to run some guys on and 2 guys off, and I don't think they got off.
This will go against the Blue Jackets.
Kind of a half-hearted whistle. It was number 50 and 22 trying to get off the field.
Penalty's going to take the ball down to the 34-yard line.
So 5-yard penalty down to the 34-yard line.
1st down and 5.
That offensive line for Pond Creek Hunter. The guards are Ethan Stevens and Kane Garcia. The center is Landon Peterson. And a little play action rolling right as Sherman throws it into traffic. It's intercepted. And it wasn't a flag coming in. That's just their ball position marker. So it is a turnover, and Coyle will take over 1st down and 10. That pass was intercepted by Elijah Sims.
Yeah, that was all caused by Tristan Hoffman. The front 3 for Coyle, goodness gracious, they got great penetration and forced that pass to go quick. So there you go. We mentioned number 40, Elijah Sims, and he's all over the place.
So Coyle, 1st down and 10, 34-yard line with 5:17 to play in the 1st quarter. And we are still scoreless, but a big defensive play by the Blue Jackets.
Ball on this side, closest to the Panther stands. Again, this stadium is really something.
Handoff up the middle. Carson Hawk pushes the pile. Nice gain on 1st down of about 3 to bring up 2nd down and 7. That's one thing they've not been able to get on schedule so far. And they'll pick up 3 to bring up 2nd down and 7.
I feel like you've got skill players on both sides, but the game is going to be won by these guys up front. And ironically, how about one of the guys up front, Cooper Kelso, who plays defensive line for Pond Creek and also running back, number 21.
That offensive line for the Blue Jackets, the center is Tristan Hoffman. Left guard is Lane Cummings. The right guard is Joe Amaro. And on 2nd down and 7, timeout called by Coyle. We'll take a break with them. 4:30 to play in the 1st quarter. We are still scoreless. It is the game of the week on Skordle. So glad to have you with us.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief. These are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
Tom Nelson and Doug Nelson back with you in Pond Creek. The Panthers and the Blue Jackets from Coyle are scoreless here. The timeout called by Coyle before 2nd down and 7 from their 37-yard line on a festive night. It's always great. And I love this 0-week thing because what we've seen across the state with the extra week of games, you get better matchups, some great early season matchups. 2nd down and 7. There's Hawk around the right side. He is chased down and tackled from behind. Big time stop was made by Carlos Robinson. Gain of 2. Give him 1 to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Something else you see with 0 week is you'll get a bye before you start your district play, and coaches like that so that they can get their guys healed up before they roll into the heart of their season, season that matters, right?
Yeah, so big play here, 3rd down and 6. Coyle yet to get a 1st down here tonight.
This is a different formation we haven't seen yet. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom, and then the quarterback in shotgun. This is wide open 8-man football right here.
Delay. No, somebody moved. Yep. 5-yard penalty goes 3rd down and 6 to 3rd down and 11 now.
So that will not help their cause of trying to get a 1st down. That makes it tough. Pond Creek's defense has been pretty solid so far.
So now 3rd down and 11. Tyree Lancaster empty the backfield in the gun. Wide out to the left and right. Slot to left and right as well. Back to throw. Lancaster has plenty of time. Now he's going deep into traffic, and the ball is off the fingertips of his intended receiver. A flag back in the backfield as that pass was intended for James Lackey.
Yeah, they saw something and actually blew the whistle and threw
did.
the flag while the ball was just released.
It's a hold against Coyle.
Wow.
The thing is, though, they blew the play dead. If they don't blow the play dead, Pond Creek
might get an interception.
But they also did decline the penalty, but they did blow the play dead during the play. That's interesting.
So you might have a catch, you might have an interception, all kinds of things.
Well, it's going to be 4th down and 11 now. I think the officials discussing it.
I think about this field. It used to run east and west, and I remember one year, my junior year, they come in and, the roads back then, they just put down gravel with the old black tar. And we were playing OCS in the first round of the playoffs. And anyways, it was so chalky and dirty because the cars just kept going around the field, and it looked like, just powder across the field, and it was a mess. That was back in 84. 19 for all you young people.
You look at 8-man football in Oklahoma now, and I know Pond Creek Hunter has a great stadium like this. Cherokee Tipton has a field like this as well. I'm not too sure. Alec has a field like this now, the turf field.
Doer
I
have,
think.
Yes.
I don't think Doer is turf yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen that Alex Longhorn logo out in the middle. That's nice. Tipton.
You talk about the smaller schools. What is happening is turf is getting, I don't know if it's reasonable, but at least it's getting to a place where it's not just for the 5A and 6A schools anymore. I mean, you are seeing, like we talked about Cashin, Class A, they're opening up their new turf field and new stadium tonight down in Cashin.
Over the long haul, I know in my tenure of being an AD at Lincoln Christian, the cost of fertilizer, the cost of water, the cost of the maintenance, the mowing, all of that goes into it. This pays off over time. It takes a while, and that first chunk's pretty hefty. I think they spent $2.2 million, on this facility, if I'm not mistaken. And I may be wrong on that.
That would have been 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
They're going to march them back even further, back to the 23-yard line.
23-yard line. And be third down and
You are correct, sir.
Third down in Medford. Move the chains.
Yeah,
here.
you got to get to Medford. You are correct, sir.
Empty the backfield, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. They'll dump it out in the flat. Ball is caught by Sims. Cutting back inside, now to the near sideline. And as he is upended, tackled by McQuinn Baker.
That's the big fella, number 44. That is Connor Mormon, 6 foot. He is a hefty young man, 185, tight end, defensive end.
Yeah, that's one. The coach loves him. Coach
Yes.
thinks that he has a great future ahead of him. So Mormon with the catch. Short yardage from the 23-yard line out to the 28. So they'll end up picking up 5, but they needed a bunch more than that. It's 4th down at about 16 or 17.
So here comes the punt mystery again. What are they going to do? Looks like they are going to punt, and that might be Mormon to punt. Yep,
he punted the first time.
There you go.
He got a pretty good one off.
That's right. It sailed over our guy's hand, number 30, Kyson Davis. So he's back.
Yeah, pretty good punt. It'll take a nice Coyle bounce and go out of bounds. And we talk about this being a field position game right now, and Coyle just put Pond Creek Hunter back in their worst starting field position at this drive. 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line.
You are correct. It took a Blue Jacket bounce and rolled right down there on the far side. And we'll see what the Panthers can do this time to get it going.
So 2:43 to play in the first quarter. We have yet to see any points on the scoreboard. This drive will start, as we said, from the 27-yard line.
Is this a record for Nelson's on a broadcast? Any level, anywhere?
I don't know who. I guess I get my daughter up here to do Tyler's job, and we'd have it covered.
Clean sweep.
On 1st down, threw it behind Blaine Teft, incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
I think Sherman's eyes got big right there and just kind of released it a little bit quick, and it was a little low and outside.
Well, he's trying to put the memory of the interception behind him.
Yes, he is.
So 2nd down and 10.
I know the coaching staff was excited about the fact he took the majority of the snaps in the offseason, and then also really showcased a lot of his talents during team camps and throughout the summer. Played extremely well.
Oh, that was a broken play as Sherman's trying to get something out of nothing right there. He'll end up picking up about 3 as he turned left and the running back went to the right.
Yeah, a little mix-up there. I don't know, Kelso or somebody went the wrong direction, but that was not what you wanted on 2nd and long.
Ended up picking up 3, so out to the 30-yard line, it's 3rd down and 7. It's got to be a sinking feeling when you're the quarterback and you realize, okay, I got to make something happen here. And he did pick up 3. So now 3rd down and 7. Sherman left side, ball is caught, but behind the line of scrimmage, and the tackle made as that's Hawk making the stop as that ball was reeled in by a freshman, Laker Easley, for a loss of about 5.
Yeah, he did a great job right there closing on that ball. The ball was on time, on target. Just the problem is Hawk was right there to knock it down. The Panther running back.
So now 4th down and 12, and Pond Creek Hunter is going to punt it away, and Coyle should get really good field position as Cole Chavez will stand inside his 15-yard line.
Sorry, Tom. The wind is blowing a little bit from the northeast to the southwest, so this might help him.
High snap. He'll get the punt away. It'll be down right at the 50-yard line. So Coyle, as we talk about field position, this will be their best starting field position of the night. 1st down and 10, right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, Brody Brown did a good job of getting that touch down because it hit at the 48 and started rolling back the other direction, not in the favor of the Panthers.
Well, so Coyle, Carson Hawk with 6 carries for 14 yards rushing to lead the way. Tyree Lancaster 1 for 2 passing for 5 yards, and Connor Mormon has that 5-yard reception. Pretty much your offensive numbers for the Blue Jackets, who were picked to finish 5th in B2 District 3 behind Wacomas, Covington Douglas, Cherokee, Davenport, and ahead of Olive. So they're kind of fighting Davenport. There's 4 playoff spots out of 6, so I think they play Davenport week 10. That could really be for something. On first down, it's a quarterback keeper. He bounces out of a tackle, has running room.
Uh-oh.
There goes Lancaster down the near sideline. Saving the touchdown is Blaine Teft. But that's our first big offensive play of the night right there, as Coyle will have it first down and 10 at the Pond Creek 20-yard line.
You know, number 5, Laker Easley, was right there. The freshman, 5'9", 170. He could have had a tackle in the backfield, TFL, but breaks free and down the left sideline he goes, and that's huge. Ball's at the 20.
Well, so Coyle had 21 yards of total offense before that play. They pick up 30 on that one. First down and 10 as they are knocking on the door right outside the red zone.
Well, if we think about it, the great punt and then the defensive stand has now got the Panthers in trouble defensively. Tip right there.
Now rolling to his right, and Lancaster run out of bounds. You're right. Putting the pressure on him was Blaine Teft. No gain on the play brings up second down and 10.
You know, you think back to the quick throw on first down, and then the miscommunication on second down, and then the bad snap even on the punt. But, you know, they still got out of that bad territory and got it out to midfield. But Coyle is doing a great job of fighting back right here. They are threatening.
Yeah, this is Coyle's fourth drive of the ball game. They went forward on fourth down in their own territory on their opening drive, came up empty, then punt. And now they are second down and 10 at the Pond Creek 20-yard line. As the sun going down to our west in north central Oklahoma, casting shadows across the field. What a beautiful night for high school football. Fantastic. Temperature just around 80 degrees. And the fake to give to Hawk, and there goes Lancaster again, and he'll spin down to the 16.
Big tackle in there by McQueen Baker. You know, in the old days, that sun would have been right in their eyes going into what would have been the west end zone, and now it's just to the left of them.
4 carries, 35 yards rushing now for the quarterback, Tyree Lancaster. There's a flag on the play.
You know, talking to some Pond Creek people, they were talking about the whole direction of the field and why they turned it this way, you know, versus, you know, trying to expand it with the track, you know, taking out certain roads and not having to affect houses and whatnot. And so it worked out really well. This is my first time seeing it, and I'm just really in awe of everything they've done here.
Personal foul against Pond Creek Hunter, half the distance, move it down to the 8. It's first down and goal now for Coyle. Coyle Blue Jackets are head coach Marcus Cooper in his 6th year, 21 wins and 30 losses. Last playoff appearance for Coyle was 2 years ago, back in 2023. They went 8-4, and they beat Maud in the first round, then lost to Timberlake at Class C in the second round of the playoffs. As we talked about the fact, 10 years ago this year, played for the state championship in Class C. They're one of those Class C schools that got moved up into Class B2 when they made the change here last year. And I think, is it next year we're going C1 and C2,
Wow.
I think? Did I hear that? I think there's going to be 2 classes of C next year.
So how about Pond Creek's 3-0 lifetime against Coyle?
Yep.
So trying to go to 4-0. Coyle's trying to get on the win column here.
First down and goal from the 8. That's Carson Hawk, and he'll be ankle tackled.
That's McQueen Baker on the tackle. He's been active here on this drive.
I'll say no gain on the play. Let's see here. Yep, keep it at the 8-yard line. Second down and goal.
Coyle does have a couple 3 state championships. Boys basketball,
Yeah.
79, 94. They were state runner-up in 2015. That was a good bunch of kids going through there.
They've got a nice gym. I've done some playoff games there. Then Marcus Cooper was telling me, and I remember this back, 10 years ago when they had that good year. They played for the state championship. They played their home games that year at Langston, just down the road. And that is the end of the first quarter. We are scoreless between Pond Creek Hunter and Coyle. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Why?
That one quarter in the books in Pond Creek. The Panthers and the Blue Jackets are scoreless. Tom Nelson and Doug Nelson with you and celebrating the 40th anniversary of Pond Creek Hunter's first ever state championship, and you were a big part of that team and get a chance to take a look at a couple of the shots from that fun season.
That was a great game right there. That was Welch in the semifinals. That's David Seek going down the left side. We played at Owasso. That field was a mess, and we ended up winning in overtime. Believe it or not, I kicked a 27-yard field goal to win it in overtime. The tallest kicker in the history of eight-man football, 6'5", 235, whatever I was. But David was a big part of that game. I know we've got other pictures we'll throw up there at some point. But, man, that was a battle. Welch was really, really good. They were undefeated. They were 12-0, and we were 12-0, and then that set us up for the championship against Cave Springs the next week at Glenpool.
Were you a Luke Rose, Jim Turner style, like straight-on kicker?
Straight on. Hey, grab the shoestring, tie it up, and boot that thing.
There you go.
And I got to give Coach Stutzman credit. He grabbed me before the season and said, hey, I think you can kick. Get in here. That was my junior year, so why not?
First play of the second quarter is second down and goal from the 8, and a flag will fly as Tyree Lancaster's taken down on the near side as Blaine Teft once again making a big play.
Well, it's the battle of ones. You've got Lancaster and Teft going head-to-head on a lot of these plays, 1-1.
And it looks like, is this one going against Coyle? It's a hold against the Blue Jackets.
Good
so
call.
Second down and goal is at the 8. It's going to turn into second down and goal back at the 18-yard line. And that's one thing. Coyle, some penalties have really set them back, and this is a big moment in this ball game. They get the ball down inside the 10-yard line, and now they're going the wrong way.
You are correct. Game of turnovers and penalties. Again, I mentioned early in this thing, both teams want to play clean in this one, and so far it's not been real clean. Couple big plays both ways, but we'll see what happens here as the night moves on.
Here comes the 5th play of the drive that started back at the 50-yard line. It's second down and goal just outside the 17. Neither team has, this is as close as anybody has come to scoring. It's been a field position game in the first quarter. We're early second quarter here in Pond Creek. 8-man football on the game of the week. Lancaster to throw, has time. He's going to the end zone. Left side has a man out there, and the ball is knocked away at the last second, and that was McQuinn Baker making the big play.
Wow, he did a great job of getting his hands up right at the last second, and I believe that's number 52. You usually don't see a 52.
Xavier Noble.
Yeah, he's out there 6 foot 195. I thought they were trying to hit Mormon down the middle, but went the other direction to the corner, and great job by the Panther defense to knock that down.
Yeah, Tyree Lancaster now 1 for 3 passing, that one completion of 5 yards to Connor Mormon. So third down and goal now from the 17. 2-down territory here as the Coyle Blue Jackets going from left to right on your screen.
Both staffs deep into their script of plays. Now they're probably freelancing. Let's go. What do you got? Screenplay up the middle. And it's the young man they just tried to throw it to.
You're right, and he'll take it down to the 11-yard line, picking up some of that yardage, get some of it back. So now it's fourth down and goal from the 11, the gain of 6 in the completion.
Coyle did a good job of just allowing the front line of the defensive line for the Panthers to get through, and then they were able to complete that screenplay.
Make it a 5-yard completion down to the 12-yard line.
I've been in Oklahoma a long, long time, Tom, and played a lot of football and watched a lot of football, called a lot of football, but this might be the nicest week 0 into August game I've ever seen in my life.
I'll take this weather. I will take this weather all day long, all season long, and we'll have a timeout. 11 minutes to play in the first quarter as Coyle staring at fourth down and goal from the 12-yard line. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the game of the week on Skordle.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
For over a century, Sooner play.
Here comes the seventh play of the drive. It's 4th down and goal from the 12-yard line. Coyle looking to draw first blood here against Pond Creek Hunter. Lancaster across the middle of the end zone and short arm the pass incomplete on the coverage. Kyson Davis.
Man.
And that'll end that drive. So Coyle gets down inside the 10-yard line. The penalty pushes them back out to the 17. And they'll give up the ball. Pond Creek Hunter takes over 1st down and 10 from their own 12. And we are honoring and celebrating the 40th anniversary of the state championship team here at Pond Creek Hunter. And talk about the quarterback on that
the quarterback,
team.
the general, number one. How about that? Another number one quarterback. But, yeah, he was something. Banshee Ivan, both point guard and quarterback, but he led the way for us. And there's one of him trying to escape in the state championship. Outstanding job leading us. He'll talk to us here in the third quarter.
Of course, Van Shea went on to have a long career at KFOR TV, and now he's with the OSSAA. And I think he one of the guys that kind of ramrodded this whole thing, from what I understand. Is he a big part of this thing tonight?
I know him and Coach Bauman. We're in communication as far as, hey, I really want to celebrate it. You know, one of the coolest thing is they did retro T-shirts from 1985, and the coaching staff has them on tonight. They're incredible. 14-0. It's got the state of Oklahoma and the old school Panther. I've got to get one of those. I need a double X if I can get it.
2nd down and 9 is the quarterback, Sherman. He's tackled, doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and making that stop for
number 23 on the
Lane
tackle.
Cummings,
yes.
5'10", 150-pound junior. So that brings up 3rd down and 9.
Early in this thing, I thought Pond Creek's line was going to be able to hold them out, but Coyle's doing a great job defensively getting through there, causing problems. That brings up a 3rd and 9.
And Pond Creek Hunter will take a timeout now, so we'll pay another bill or two. We'll take a break and be right back. 10 to play in the first half. No score here in Pond Creek. You're watching the game of the week on Skordle.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
Third down and 9 after the timeout. Handoff up the middle and running room for a 1st down for Cooper Kelso. He needed 9. He just picked up about 9.5. They're going to mark him down at the 22-yard line. Move the chains. Make it the 23. They're going to say inches short.
Yeah, I was watching.
Nope, now they're moving the chains.
Wow.
Now they're moving the chains. Gain of 10.
Xavier Noble was in on the tackle, and he was fired up. He was saying something to his sideline. I'm not sure, but now he wants to call active both as a receiver and back here in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, Cooper Kelso had 119 yards rushing on 28 carries last season, with his longest carry of the young season here as he goes for 10. It's 1st down and 10 for Pond Creek Hunter. Oh, and a quick 5-yard penalty against Coyle makes it 1st and 5. They move the ball out to the 28-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, penalties have been the bugaboo for Coyle here early in this one. First down and 5. And on the jet sweep, they'll hand off around the corner. Some running room for Blaine Teft.
How about Cooper Kelso getting out, leading the way? Freight train was coming.
Across the 30-yard line to the 32. Elijah Sims on the stop. Gain of 4 to bring up second down and 1.
Everybody checking their wristbands, making sure they got the right call. It's so important opening night here.
Another flag. And I think that, yep, Coyle just gave them an easy 5 yards and the first down. That's got to be at least 4 or 5 penalties on Coyle. They'll move the chains first down out to the 37-yard line.
I see Coach Jones down on the sideline. I love that. Big-time basketball coach. Uh-oh.
Ball loose and jumped on by Kelso back inside the 30-yard line. It was almost disaster for Pond Creek Hunter. They're going to mark him back at the 24. Now, across the 25 to the 26. So a gain on the play, or a loss on the play of 6.
I'm
impressed. Take it back, a loss of 11.
I'm impressed, Tom. You're doing all that by hand. I'm lazy. I guess I got a stat guy that'll shoot me some numbers, and I just have to read them off. But you are a true professional. I promise you. I've worked with you enough to know you're something, my man.
I've learned if I'm going to get stats, I got to do it myself. That's exactly right. I like having them at hand as well.
Yes,
Just
sir.
I can look down at them. So now it's second down and long. Line of scrimmage is back up. Another penalty against Coyle. Once a 5-yard penalty. Somebody jumped early again. And I tell you what, they can't get out of their own way right now. Coach Cooper's going to be frustrated as heck.
Yeah, on the far side there, you can see it mounting.
So from the 31-yard line, it's second down and 15. Option to the near side. Running room for Sherman. Brady Sherman will get across the 35-yard line. They'll mark him at the 37 as he picks up 6.
Yeah, that was a keeper the whole way. He had Kelso to the left of him, but his eyes were headed upfield.
So Brady Sherman now, it's his 4th carry of the ball game for 13 yards. And it's third down and a long 10, almost 11. Trying to draw him offside, and they did it. Yep, that time it was Lane Cummings who jumped. You can see he's frustrated now. He's being talked to by his teammate Xavier Noble, the senior, saying, "Come on, hold your water, hold your water."
It's hard in these opening games. You know, you're so juiced up, ready to go, and just it's hard to tame it back.
4 straight Coyle penalties now on this drive. Third down and 5. It was third down at about 20-something not too long ago.
Uh-oh, movement right
Another
here.
one?
Yeah, on Ted.
In the gut for a while, then he moves forward.
You know who wasn't fooled? Teft. He was all over it. Did a great job finishing that off.
Inside the 30-yard line, down to the 29, picking up 2.
From the 29-yard line.
So now 4th down and 7.
Ironically, this game last year was 32.
32 to 8.
Yes, sir.
32 to 8 or 32 to 6?
I believe it's 32 to 8.
32 to 8, yep. And it was, I want to say that I think Coyle scored that touchdown in the 4th quarter. Late. So 4th down and 7 now.
Both of these defenses bend, don't break.
Setting the screen pass up. Nope, now flushed is Lancaster, rolling to his right, buying time, throws it up for grabs. A lot of black jerseys down there, and it's knocked down, which is the good play to make on 4th down. You could pile up the stats by getting an INT, and that's what Kyson Davis could have done, but he knocked it down because they'll take over back at the line of scrimmage, 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Speaking about knocking down, Noah Crouch came hard and just blew up the quarterback. Woo.
So this drive will start for Pond Creek Hunter with 3:31 to play in the first half. And they'll start the drive just inside the 30-yard line at the 29.
Hey, they even got the flag girls fired up on that one. Ball goes over, and we get these 2 little girls running the flags. Love it.
Well, they normally would do that on a touchdown, but we haven't seen any yet, so they're looking to keep busy.
Anything to stay loose, right?
8-man
8-man game, what's going on? There's your option.
Yeah, pitch right side to Laker Easley, the freshman running back, and not a whole lot there. Matter of fact, give him 1 to the 30-yard line. The stop was made by James Lackey, the linebacker.
Got to love the old school option play. Right there it was.
So Laker Easley, he's a freshman. He was going to school at Kremlin Hillsdale in middle school and transferred in this year.
How about the Sherman's wearing number 22 at quarterback? The quarterback that was at Kentucky, Tyler, a few years ago, the big guy. Didn't he wear 20 or 22?
He wore a number that didn't look like a quarterback number, but on him it looked fine because he
22,
was
I
so
believe.
big. Yeah,
Yes.
he did wear 22.
He was a big man. Can't think of his name. Our research staff-
Lorenzen was
at
his
you.
last name.
Tom.
Don't ask me his first name.
That
But
kid.
Tyler Lorenzen? I don't.
I think
Now
you're
you-
right. I think you're right.
5-yard penalty against Pond Creek Hunter. They're going back, and they'll mark us back to the 24-yard line.
So we had a shootout last night with Timberlake and Cherokee,
Wow.
66-60. How about this one? Dewar's already beat Yale 48-0, Tom. You called it, my friend.
Yeah, I think we all did. I think we knew that Yale was a much improved team, but it was going to be a lesson to be learned against Dewar tonight, and that's exactly what happened. So 2nd down and long, and just trying to get a little bit of it back here.
Usually you don't 45 the number 4 team in the state. Garber 36-0 over Kenton, just for the fun of it. Laverne 24-0 over Shattuck. That's a 3-4 matchup.
Gain of 5 for Teft.
That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Walika, number 1, they're 36-0 over Warika. And Ceiling's up 40-0 over Snyder.
So 3rd down and 10 now for Pond Creek Hunter. Clock becoming a factor. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first half. Coyle's had the best opportunities to score in this ball game. Pond Creek Hunter really hasn't. They're looking at 3rd down and 10 right now. Sherman's slant pattern is incomplete. Kyson Davis cut off the route there, and Sherman laid it out in front of him incomplete.
This one might be of interest. We talked about this team on our Pick'em show the other night. How about this? Cyril, 20. Number 4, Medford Cardinals, 0.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Medford was my team to watch in Class C. Yeah.
Ow.
So I think Cyril must have watched.
Yeah, you fired them up.
That's right.
Hey, O'Keen, 32 over Alex. That's a 3-6, 32-0. Just for the fun of it, gang.
O'Keen plays Waynoka next week. That should be a good ball game. 4th down and 10. They'll punt it away, and Coyle's going to get pretty decent field position. This ball goes out of bounds just across midfield. So
you mentioned Winoka, the Railroaders. How about this? Coach Kerr's last championship here at Pond Creek, 2019, over Winoka.
That's right. So 1:56 to play in the first half. Coyle will take over, first down and 10. The line of scrimmage will be their own 46.
I appreciate you showing that video. I begged you. I said, please, Tom, show this because it kind of highlights me a little bit. I didn't play real well in the championship, but thank you for doing that. That was actually a perspective from a Cave Springs fan that put it on YouTube. And, you know, back when I played, it was all VHS, some 8mm. And, I mean, we're lucky to have any footage.
I tell you what, as a person who was in radio and TV for years and years and years and years, I would have killed to have had the opportunities the kids have now with all the live streaming back when I was in high school.
Yeah. You mentioned I do the Lincoln Christian live stream, and I'm sitting here watching them while I'm calling this game. I've got some guys that are helping me out tonight, so I could be here with you. Thank goodness.
Yeah, Carson Hawk on first down picks up nice yardage, just right to the midfield stripe. He'll pick up 4.
You know, the most important thing is the grandparents in different states and the relatives and, you know, former alum, they all get to watch it and still be a part of it, even if you're not here in the stands. I know Coach Welsh and Ann are watching tonight from Houston. Coach Welsh, such a huge part of this community and building it back in the day.
One of the few coaches, maybe the only coach, at one point he was, is the Tyree Lancaster. A lot of flags will fly as Lancaster's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. At one point, he was one of the only coach, I believe, to win an 8-man state championship and an 11-man state championship at Fairview. He won it in Fairview in the 90s.
99, and then he won it here in 85. He was 103-37 here at Pond Creek. I got to give him tons of credit. First of all, he hired me, gave me my very first job back in 1991, and then if it wasn't for Ann Welsh, I wouldn't be able to talk right here with you. I promise. She was our English teacher. Incredible. She put up with us. Just a wonderful lady.
So the penalty will move
as
it back.
Tyler Kerr shakes his head up and down.
Move it back to the 38-yard line. Clock 1:42 and stopped. Second down and about 17 to go. Yeah, Coach Welch's last head coaching job, he was at Chisholm a few years ago.
Yeah, and it was just out of the kindness of his heart.
Yeah, exactly.
That he said, hey, I'll try to help these kids out. He didn't have to do that, but he did, and that's the kind of guy he is. Here's Coyle.
Well, Lancaster.
Pressure.
Buying time. Tell you what, he can run. He gets to the edge and will get back to the original line of scrimmage before he was tripped up.
Before we get too far gone here, I also have to thank Mr. Moore, Max Moore. He was our principal. Mrs. Moore, Carolyn, such instrumental people in this school, in this community. And then also Thomas E. Page. How about our superintendent? The previous score press box was named after him or filled.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Those were just such great people and great memories. They led us and led us well.
I called a lot of ball games in that old press box, which would be to our left here. If there was a football field over there now.
About where that scoreboard is.
Yeah.
I played a lot of football behind those bleachers in the muddy, dirty parking area.
Third down and 11. Lancaster has a man. It's Houck, and he makes the catch inside the 20-yard line. Will spin into the end zone. Touchdown. No flags? No. It is a touchdown for Coyle. It's a 53-yard hookup from Tyree Lancaster to Carson Hawk, and Coyle scores first right before the half.
And you just waited for something big to happen, and Kyson was right there, Davis, trying to break it up, but he just was out of his reach and into the end zone, the black pay dirt, if you will, for Houck.
So they'll go for 2. So we don't go scoreless in the first half. We hit on the big play.
Kind of thought we were headed there, my friend.
Yeah, me too. All it takes is one big play, and Coyle has it right now. And that touchdown comes with 1:17 to play.
So they'll think it over right here. Boys, what do we got for 2-point conversions?
So 1:17 to play, and that capped a 3-play drive. And the big hit, 53 yards. As we talked about Carson Hawk, and he was going to be a home run hitting kind of a player for Coyle in this ballgame if they wanted to win, and that's a home run play right there.
Yeah, that was the first one that was mentioned in the Pick'em show, but also just any media coverage you could get on Coyle, same thing. Yeah, that's a big play. Nice ball. Put it out there, headed straight south. towards Main Street. I was impressed with the basketball arena. My goodness.
Yes.
Completed in 2017. We played in the old gym, and Coach Jones was talking about that one might be a little bit better shooter's gym just because of the sight lines, if you will, and the different, way that thing's constructed. But just very, very impressed with everything they're doing here.
I've called a lot of games in the Pond Creek Hunter Invitational Basketball Tournament in that old gym.
They were talking how they use both gyms, and that way kids don't have to really miss school, and you're able to, play in the big gym, but also in the old school one. And man, I got a lot of memories from that facility.
2-point conversion, direct snap into the hands of James Lackey, and he'll get to the edge and score. And Coyle goes on top 8-0. We'll take a break. 1:16 to play in the first half. You're watching the game of the week on Skordle.
Stream like the pros with Skordle Live. Find out more at skordle.com/stream.
Auctioneers is a full-service auction.
Coyle scores in 3 plays. It covers 54 yards and takes 39 seconds off the clock. And the big play is Tyree Lancaster to Carson Hawk. 53-yard touchdown pass. And the quarterback, Lancaster, just laid it out there, and Hawk ran under it. And it was a foot race to the end zone. 2-point conversion run by Lackey to make it 8-0 here late in the first half. And Pond Creek Hunter with an opportunity here with some time on the clock. And for Coyle, Shadrack Shawan is the kicker.
Oh, goodness. Hit the front man, and then
somebody got to dive on that. Yeah, they do. 29-yard line is where Pond Creek Hunter will take over, first down and 10.
I don't think that's what he was intending to do as an old kicker. I think he looked up and just shanked it. But it fired off that front line of the Panthers and then into the next row.
I remember it, and it's probably been a decade ago. Like I say, as the longer I do these games, the less idea how long it's been. Pond Creek Hunter had a German transfer kicker one year that they let kick field goals, and he could boom it back in the old field days.
Ironically, we had a kid that came from, I believe he was Dutch. Jacob Landstrom was his name. Spends 1 year with us, gets a ring.
There you go.
How about that? And same type of deal. He'd get some time and mop up games and whatnot. So, yeah, 33 guys on that state championship team in '85. Can you believe that? That's a lot for 8-man football.
2012 is when that German foreign exchange student kicker was here. Remember, you don't see too many field goal attempts in 8-man football like you did back in the day, but they let him kick it. I mean, he kicked it over. I think he bounced one off that White House.
That's awesome. Ironically,
like
we had
maybe it was that house over there.
We had three against OCS. It was an overtime game our junior year, and then how about this? We talked about cashing. We hit one, or I hit one. We ended up winning 9-7. So we were down 7-6, and that was early in the year. And then the one against Welch. So crazy. Shout out to Coach Stutzman for making me kick.
So 2nd down and 15. Clock stopped with 1:06 to play in the first half. And if Coyle could get a stop there, they might have time to make something happen too. Not a whole lot there for Cooper Kelso. As
he is blown up. That's number 21, Myers.
That's a loss of 1 on that play back to the 25.
That's a freshman making that play, man. He blew through there and did it.
So Cooper Kelso's last 2 carries. Well, I guess that 11-yard loss was when he had to dive on the fumble back there behind the line of scrimmage. But now it's 3rd down and 15.
you can tell the Noble kid, where's number 52? They've tried to hit him a couple times on passes, but he is their leader on defense. He is fired up. Play in and play out as we tick down to 30 seconds. So are you just going to go in down 8-0 and try to regroup?
I think Coyle will be happy to let them do that. Coyle would love to take an 8-0 lead into the locker room. This has been a defensive game, and now a timeout called with the play clock running down. And let's go ahead and just keep this one right here. We want to go back and talk about this again. I think we had some audio problems the first time we talked about it. Going back to that state championship game against Cave Springs, and you with a couple of huge plays on that last drive to stop Cave Springs and bring a state championship back to Pond Creek, Hunter.
Yeah, I told you I was sick the whole week before, finally got healthy, and I really wasn't myself in this game. I'll just be honest with you, but made a couple plays late. We were up 20-14, and there, was
big
able
number
to
99.
99 was able to break through, and I believe this was the last one right here, and everything just lined up perfectly. Blew through here, blew up a couple guys, and able to tackle the quarterback and end the game. Basically, that did it. And so, man, it was such I watched that the other day, and it feels like it was yesterday. I'm telling you, 40 years goes really fast.
And you had gotten sick the week before and had missed school most of the week, and they said you had to go to school on Friday for half a day or you weren't going to play.
Mr. Moore or Coach Welsh, somebody called my mom or my dad and said, hey, you've got to get him here for at least half a day on Friday for him to be eligible to play. And so I went, shouldn't have gone, and I think they made me ride in the back of the bus all the way to Glenpool.
3rd down and 15, just trying to get some yardage and run some time off that clock, and that is Cooper Kelso. We'll pick up about 6 or 7. They're going to run that clock down. I think Coyle is content to let this one go to the locker room as a gain of 7 on the carry by Kelso. And that'll do it for the first half. And the home stands were a little surprised. I think that Coach Cooper across the way, I think he is pretty happy.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Coach Bauman is not happy, I promise you, because he thought they'd be able to control this a little better. We'll see what they get going in the second half. Don't count them out, my friends.
We'll take a break and be right back. We're going to show you this 40th anniversary recognition when we come back. You're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a Brahms old-fashioned banana split. Crafted with a delicious banana, split down the middle and filled with not 1, but 3 scoops of Brahms premium ice cream flavors. To complete this masterpiece, all your favorite toppings are poured on each scoop to bring it all together in a perfect harmony of flavor. Treat yourself to an old-fashioned banana split at Brahms, where every spoonful leaves you wanting more.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationship. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
For a bank that's
Back with you at halftime, Coyle over Pond Creek Hunter 8-0, and they're about to honor the 1985 state championship football team here. We're going to let you watch as they enter the field.
That defense recorded 5 shutouts, and in the championship season, they held opponents to a single digits in 10 games. But they also showed heart. In the semifinals against Welch, the Panthers trailed late until tailback David Seek broke loose on a 20-yard touchdown run to tie the game. And kicker Doug Nelson sealed the victory in overtime with a 22-yard field goal. That win sent the Panthers to the state title game. In the championship at Glenpool, the Panthers' ground attack, led by senior fullback Robert Barwick, who rushed for over 1,450 yards and 26 touchdowns that season, proved unstoppable. Behind the blocking of one of the toughest offensive lines in Class B, the Panthers claimed a 24-14 victory over Cave Springs and raised the trophy high. That 1985 team was known as the Big Black Machine, and they set the standard for Panther football excellence that still lives on today. Tonight, on this 40th anniversary, we honor the players and coaches who made history. Please welcome back your 1985 state championship Panthers. Of course, not all of them are here, but we will name all the players of that team. Banshee Ivan, Randy Peck, Jason Wilkins, Tony Urick, Brian Peterman, Jason Lewis, Tim Foster, Scott Klein, Mark Crow, Robert Barwick, Ernie Medina, Clifton Gibson, Jacob Landstrup, Edward Medina, James Mays, David Seek, Mike Roberts, Tim Holden, Greg Strikey, Jay Overton, Scott Reddy, Sean Pennick, Garrett Logan, David Potter, Paul Holden, Colin Coons, Sheldon Evans, Toby Stowers, Jerry Crow, Alex Cook, Mark Davis, Jaron Schaefer, and Doug Nelson. Coaches were Lyle Welch, Ron Stutzman, and Ernie Martinez. Panther fans, please join us in giving a standing ovation to the team that started it all. The 1985 Class B state champions, Pond Creek Hunter Panthers. Once a Panther, always a Panther.
And what a great honor for that class of, well, the seniors would have been the class of 1986. They won that state championship in the fall of 1985. And, of course, Doug Nelson down there on the right side, the tallest guy out there, like he said, the tallest kicker in eight-man football back in those days, and probably even now, as they're going to take a team picture. And it's so great to get a lot of those guys back, including the quarterback Van Shea Ivan, who went on to a TV career and is now working with the OSSAA. Get a chance to see him all the time around Big House time during basketball season. Of course, we're not going to the Big House anymore, going to the new arena. Can't wait for that down in Oklahoma City. And, of course, he'll be busy during the state championship weeks in December as well on the football side. 8-0, Coyle on top of Pond Creek Hunter. It's homecoming in Pond Creek. And we'll take a break and be right back. We'll have your scoring and your stats. When we return, you're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, turn to Alva State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, going to college, starting a small business, planning a wedding, or having a baby, Alva State Bank is here for all of life's milestones. To learn more, visit any Alva State Bank branch or go online to alvastatebank.com. Alva State Bank. They plant roots where others have branches. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, mom and dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Diesel. Halftime, Coyle leads Pond Creek Hunter 8-0. Let's go back and recap the first half. It's a pretty easy recap. We had 6 punts, 3 fourth-down conversion stops, and 1 interception. And our only touchdown came late in the first half with 1:17 to play in the second quarter, and it was a 53-yard touchdown pass from Tyree Lancaster to Carson Hawk. The extra point conversion run by Lackey made it 8-0, and that is where we stand at halftime as it capped a 3-play 54-yard drive. Took just 39 seconds off of the clock, and the score is 8-0. James Lackey ran in that 2-point conversion run, the junior. Take a look at some of the numbers. First of all, for Pond Creek Hunter, great defensive night so far for Coyle. 14 rushes, 29 yards of offense on the ground for the Panthers. And you've got Brady Sherman, the quarterback, leading the way with 4 carries for 13 yards. Blaine Teft, a couple of carries for 9 yards. And then they carry by Kyson Davis, 1 carry for 6 yards, leads the way in rushing for Pond Creek Hunter. Through the air, Brady Sherman, is 3 of 10 passing for 5 yards and an interception. As Blaine Teft with a couple of catches of 1 and 9 yards, and then the Laker Easley, the freshman, a catch for -5 yards. So 24 offensive plays for 34 total yards for Pond Creek Hunter in the first half. They averaged just 1.4 yards per play. For Coyle, 18 rushes for 77 yards. Tyree Lancaster, 6 carries for 44 yards. Carson Hawk, 10 carries for 32 yards. And then through the air, 3 of 6 passing for Tyree Lancaster for 64 yards. He threw the 53-yard touchdown pass to Carson Hawk. Connor Mormon with a 5-yard reception, and Xavier Noble with a 6-yard reception. 24 offensive plays for 141 total yards for the Blue Jackets. They average 5.9 yards per play. And they lead on the scoreboard 8-0 over Pond Creek Hunter. We'll take a break. The second half is coming up. You're watching it on Skordle. Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow, today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
Anger, anxiety, worry, and disbelief, these are normal emotions to feel with an unplanned pregnancy. You have options, and you are not alone. Hope Pregnancy Center in Alva is a safe, confidential, and compassionate place to land. Hope offers free pregnancy testing and ultrasound, and you will be provided education for all your options. Remember, you aren't alone. We can help with hope. Visit thinkimpregnant.org. That's thinkimpregnant.org.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
For over a century,
Back at halftime at Pond Creek, the homestanding Panthers trailing Coyle 8-0. Let's check the Skordle scoreboard and let's take a look at what's going on in Class B tonight. First of all, in B1, Dewar has beaten Yale 54-6. OBA on top of Savannah 36-12. Waletka has beaten Waurika 52-6. Wacomas, they're looking forward to a big season in Wacomas. They knock off Depew. Actually, that ball game is still going. 38-12 the score in that contest. Sealing has beaten Snyder tonight 46-0. Garber over Canton 42-0. That's at halftime. Caddo over Thackerville 58-0. That's a final. And then Canadian leads Elks. Take it back. Let's go Laverne over Shattuck, 32-0. That game at the half. Pioneer over Drumright, 16-6. That in the first half. And Tyrone and Turpin, good ball game. Turpin leads Tyrone 18-16. That ball game in the first half as well. Empire over Canadian, 42-12. This is last night. Keota over Gans last night, 44-0. In B2 tonight, Boise City over Buffalo, 46-0. Blue Jacket leading Arcoma, 38-12. That ball game is at the half. Cyril over Medford, 28-6 at the half. O'Keene leads Alec, 38-0 at the half. Copano has beaten Midway, 52-0. And let's see here. I don't want to double up on scores. Olive over Kremlin Hillsdale, 28-22. That's a track meet. That's a first half score. And then Sasakwa and Strother tied at 18 at the half. Covington Douglas last night beat Waynoka 48-12. Timberlake over Cherokee 64-60. And as we said a moment ago, Keota over Gans 44-0. Doug Nelson will be coming back up to the press box as he was having a great time catching up with his teammates from that 85 state championship team. And we'll just keep it going along here until he shows up. And I think he may drag Van Shea Ivan up here with him from what I understand. We'll see. We've learned to fly by the seat of our pants, and we'll just keep doing it. We'll see who shows up. It will be Pond Creek Hunter football. They trail 8-0 as we begin the second half. And Pond Creek Hunter with just 34 yards of total offense in the first half, averaging 1.4 yards a play. Shadrick Sawan will kick it away. It's a bouncer picked up at the 27-yard line and returning to the near side line and cutting back to the right is McQuinn Baker. Good coverage on the special teams for Coyle, and Pond Creek Hunter will take over first down and 10. They'll start the drive at the 29-yard line. We'll make it the 28.
Turn takes the ball out to about the 28-yard line.
So first down and 10 for Pond Creek Hunter. Brady Sherman in the first half, 3 for 10 passing for 5 yards, 4 carries for 13 yards rushing to lead the way for Pond Creek Hunter. That pistol formation. 2 receivers to the right side and a tight end to the left. And trying to find some running room for the quarterback, Sherman, and nothing doing as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and Carson Hawk, who caught the big touchdown pass in the first half, makes the first tackle of the second half right there. So second down and 10. And we'll get a chance to get Van Shea Ivan up here. We talked about it at halftime. On second down and 10, a flag will fly. And Van Shea, first of all, it's got to be great to come home.
It's very nice. Very nice. It's always good to come back here. I said there is no better place in the country to raise a family, to bring up kids, to go to school than Pond Creek. And I'm not just saying it because I'm here, because I've said it forever, but this is about as good as it gets being back here in Pond Creek.
The 5-yard penalty will knock it back to the 23-yard line. It will be second down and 15. Pond Creek Hunter struggling, just 34 total yards in that first half, averaging just under a yard and a half per play in the first half. 40 years, can you believe it?
You know, I thought they sent the email to somebody else. I thought I got the wrong email when they said it's been 40 years since you got out of high school. So, no, I can't believe it. It seems like yesterday. I mean, I can remember the bus rides and the practices and the games and where we played and who we played, and I can remember it all like it was yesterday. So 40 years has sure gone fast, but it was great to come back and especially just to see all your friends, coaches, teachers, parents that showed up here, maybe an old girlfriend or two, but it was just fun to get back and see everyone.
Connor Mormon made the stop on the quarterback. Brady Sherman brings up 3rd down and 12. As Pond Creek Hunter trailing 8-0 has really gotten nothing going offensively tonight. And here's 3rd down and long. Dump it out in the near flat. The ball is caught by Kelso with running room, and that's 1st down yardage across the 40-yard line before he is buffaloed out of bounds by Xavier Noble. But move the chains. There have not been many 1st downs for Pond Creek Hunter. There's one right there. They'll mark the ball at the 43-yard line. A gain on the play of 17. That is the biggest offensive play of the night right there. So 1st down and 10, and maybe you're bringing them some luck here, Van Shea. As you see, is this Van Shea playing quarterback in that championship game?
Man, that's an old picture, isn't it? All I know is that guy chasing me must have been really slow.
Snap to the quarterback, Sherman, right up the middle across the 50-yard line as they're in Coyle territory down to the 48, picking up 9, which will bring up 2nd down and short. They'll mark him at the 48. And this is the best drive Pond Creek Hunter has put together, a gain of 9 right there. I had a chance to watch the video of that game, saw your game-winning touchdown in the 4th quarter. You guys look big. Now, I know you're not real big, but you had some big guys around you.
You know, we were very fortunate to have – we were as good as it gets up front. And, you know, that's what everybody always says. That's how you win games. A good coach will always tell you that. But we were good up front. We were physical, and we had some guys that could play defense. And that was that. And, I mean, we had a fullback, too, Robert Barwick, that was just an animal.
He carried the ball 50 times in that championship game?
Well, he carried it 21 in the first half.
Wow.
We go to the locker room at halftime, and our team doctor at the time was the local mechanic. And it
was a simpler time,
and
it
was, and we didn't know that much about concussions, but the mechanic said that he has a concussion and said, so take it easy in the second half. Didn't say don't play him, but said take it easy in the second half. And we were walking back out on the field, and my dad was standing on the corner of the field as we came back out, and he said, how's Robert? And I said, well, they said he's got a concussion. And my dad said, shoot. And he looked around, then he said, keep giving it to him. And we gave it to him 29 times in the second half for 50 carries.
My gosh, for 175 yards and a couple of touchdowns. When you think back about that game against Cave Springs and Glenpool, what's the memory that sticks out in your mind?
You know, to be real honest with you, I can still see my mom where she was sitting in the stands. I know where my dad was on the sidelines. I know where Doug's parents were. I mean, I can tell you where all the fans were. I can see Keith James and J.D. Boyer standing on the sideline. I mean, I know where all the fans were, all the parents were. I remember that as much as anything. So if I ever get a chance to talk to young kids when they're getting ready to play a season or a big game or something, I always tell them, make sure you enjoy the moment, you know, because don't be focused on the game and be ready to play in the game and make sure that's your main priority. But take a second in pregame or at some point and find your parents, find your friend, you know, take it all in. And I remember the crowd, and you know, people say it all the time, you could have robbed a bank in Pond Creek that day, or you could have robbed a bank in Lamont when they're in the state basketball tournament, or Garber, or wherever. But I mean, just the way that our community followed us and the surrounding communities, because there hadn't been a lot of great football teams in this area at the time. And now there are every year, but there hadn't been at the time. So, I mean, we had fans from Medford, from Deer Creek, Lamont, from Jet Nash, from Kremlin Hillsdale, from Waukeeta, and they all followed us through the playoffs. So I remember the support that we had, and that was something that was really special.
And now you are with the OSSAA, and you do this every day, basically giving kids the opportunity to enjoy exactly what you did 40 years ago.
Well, I had such a great high school experience. I mean, these are my best friends for life. You know, the Doug Nelsons and the Mark Davises and the Scott Kleins and the Robert Barwicks. And these are the people that I grew up with, that I played sports with. And I had a fantastic high school memory, and that's what I hope all these kids get to have. I mean, there's 100,000 of them playing high school sports in Oklahoma, and I hope they all can look back 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now and remember the experience they had.
And you kind of started the tradition because they've gone on to win 3 more state championships over the past 40 years since then.
Well, I don't know what we had to do with it, but they've had a lot of good talent around here. And I can remember, I mean, you know, I mentioned some of these people and their sons were on some of those teams, the people that were on the sidelines, and their sons went on to play and star and have a big role for the Panthers. So that's what's cool about small towns. You know it, you see it all the time, but you can look on the sideline and see all these grade school kids that are holding water bottles, that are going and picking up the tea after kickoffs and have towels in their hands. I mean, they're seeing what all these kids do every day and what it takes to be great. So that's neat when in small towns they can have the high school kids to look up to.
How about the facilities that we're beginning to see trickle down now to the 8-man schools like we have here in Pond Creek?
This is fantastic. I mean, that's what every one of them. I mean, Doug said it when he walked down on the field. How about this? And that's what all these guys have said tonight, because some of them hadn't had a chance to be back here and see this. And that's what they've all said is, man, these facilities and how great is this and how cool would it have been to have it? And it would have been. It would have been. I loved our facility and wouldn't have traded it for the world. But, I mean, this track around it, the turf field, the beautiful new gymnasium they have, that just, you know, it takes the support of the whole community to end up with something like this.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the beautiful gymnasium that just got built on the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City, as we're going to have the new big house and a new tradition.
Yeah, I'm old, so I don't like change a lot sometimes, and I loved the big house, but I think when people walk into this new place, they're going to say, wow. They're gonna really enjoy it, and I hope it has some type of tradition, you know, 50 years from now, like what the big house did. But the new place is going to be really, really nice, and I think everybody's really going to enjoy it.
And I know we did it last year with all the classes. That's going to happen again this year. All the classes are going to play in the same building.
Well, you're kind of trying to trick me now, Tom.
Oh,
because nothing's been decided yet.
That's a media thing, I guess.
But
right?
I will say, as long as there's a few more I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed, but as soon as we get that, the goal is to have every state championship game in the new facility this year, and then we'll see what happens after that. But the goal is this year to have every state championship game back there again this year.
I can't wait to see it. I want to see the new building. I did not get a chance to go to the big house this last year, and I can't wait to see the new place. And I tell you what, you guys are doing a great job. And let's ask one more question about business. All the state football championships at one side at UCO, how has that gone over?
Well, as you know, we're driven by the member schools, and the rules come from them, the wishes come from them, the policies come from them, and this is what they asked for to be at the same place. For several years, the 8-man coaches did not want to go to UCO, and that's perfectly fine. They said, you know, we like Northwestern. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Good, nice carry on first down by Cooper Kelso across midfield. To mark him at the 46-yard line will be a first down. A gain on the play of 12 yards. First down, Pond Creek Hunter in Coyle territory.
So the 8-man coaches liked their Northwesterns and Southwesterns and places like that, and those places do a tremendous job of hosting it, and they want to have these schools there because these are their people, and they wanted to have them there. Well, they finally decided that they would give UCO a shot, and they came last year, and I think what they saw and having everybody at the same place, I think they really enjoyed it, so that was a big success as well.
And for the second drive here in the second half, Pond Creek Hunter has turned it over to Coyle. And
Tom, I don't think I'm much luck for the
That's
Panthers.
what I'm about to say. That's two turnovers.
I'm taking the headphones off. I'm giving it back. This is what I did when I played. When it got crunch time, I got the ball to Doug. I got out of the way, so I'm going to do the same thing here. But one, I want to say I'm glad you're back behind the mic and doing well. It's great to see you up here, and thanks for everything that you do for all the schools.
Thank you so much. Van Shea Ivan, quarterback on that 85 state championship team, long career in TV. Oh, he gives Doug Nelson a kiss. He doesn't have to kiss me, but you might catch something from me. But
wow,
thank you so much.
It's been a while since I got a kiss, but on the head up top here, man, that was something. Look out.
And on the first play, there goes Carson Hawk all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. 48 yards, no flags.
He caught that seam, and it was over. Goodness.
One play to the house, and Coyle will take a 14-0 lead.
Everything we talked about before the game was Houck, and there is Y, the junior, 5'7", 142. Bingo.
He's not a real big kid, but he was over 1,200 yards rushing. They gave him the ball a lot a year ago, and you can see why. He's got some dynamite to him. He's electric.
Panthers had a little something going until they had the turnover, and goodness, and then just that quick. And that happens a lot. You know, you'll get a turnover, then somebody will strike quick off of it. That looks identical to the previous 2-point conversion for Coyle.
Bouncing it in is James Lackey for his second 2-point conversion run of the ball game. 5:54 to play in the third quarter, and Coyle shutting out Pond Creek Hunter 16-0. We'll be right back. You're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
For over a century, Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
No matter what comes our way, we'll always put you first. You're more than a patient. You're someone we care about. And we're working hard every day to keep you safe and continue to give you the best care so you can feel comfortable here. Not because Stillwater Medical is a healthcare provider, but because we're your provider. And we're ready to see you and serve you right here at home.
48-yard touchdown run by Carson Hawk. His second touchdown of the night, 1 receiving and now 1 on the ground. The 2-point conversion run by James Lackey. It is 16-0 with 5:54 to play in the third quarter. And Pond Creek Hunter, which has struggled offensively all night, and now with back-to-back turnovers in their first 2 drives of the second half, Doug, they got to get something going now.
Yeah, and quickly. You know, you felt like they had a little juice when they came out of the locker room, and that has quickly gone away as we have another flag. You know, Van Shea brought up some great points, but just the teammates, the friendships, and even Mr. Willie was down there, Artie Sherman, Sherry, Mrs. Levicki. There's a lot of teachers that I had 40 years ago, guys, that are still here and still a part of the community and still as proud today as they were back then. And it just was a special, special night for all of us, and one I'll remember for always. I promise you that.
Well, Carson Hawk is having a night that he's going to remember. 13 carries, 84 yards rushing. The last carry, 48 yards for the touchdown after the turnover, and the kick taken at the 20-yard line. On the return comes Davis near sideline. He'll bust free. One guy to beat, and he'll be taken down at the 40-yard line. So a good starting field position situation for Pond Creek Hunter. They trail by 2 touchdowns, but this is 8-man football. 16 points isn't much.
No, and the kicker saved the day. Otherwise, it is touchdown city for Davis. They needed that to spark them, get them going here. Ball's at the 40. Got some real estate to work with now.
So the drive will start at the Coyle 40-yard line with 5:44 to play in the third quarter. And let's see here. This was their second best starting field position of the ball game. They started their first drive of the ball game at the Coyle 38 after Coyle went for it on 4th down and didn't make it.
I bragged on your style. You've even got a pin that has 4 different colors that keeps you straight. That is amazing.
I love these pins. Handoff right up the middle. Looking for some running room for Blaine Teft. That's his 3rd carry of the ball game, and he'll burst forward for about 5 to bring up 2nd down and 5.
I think you need a heavy dose of Teft right here.
They'll give it to him again right up the middle. He'll get the first down inside the 30-yard line down to the 27.
Rumbling, stumbling. How about that? He trucked over a couple Blue Jackets on the way. Number 21 feels the pressure there, the freshman Myers.
gain of 8 that time. Move the chains, first down at the 27-yard line. Right up the middle again. He tripped up. He'll fall forward for a couple of yards on the carry.
Yeah, heavy dose. 3 in a row right here.
Bring up second down and 8.
3 carries for 20 yards, if my math is correct here. And it may be off. Nope, 15 yards. Start at the 40, right? Yep, 15. Yep. Everybody looking at their wristbands.
Second down and 8. Around the near side. That's Cooper Kelso inside the 20-yard line, down to the 18. He'll be just shy of the first down, picking up 7.
Uh-oh, got him. Got a man down. Maybe a cramp. Yep, that's what we've got.
Tell you what, we're talking about Pond Creek Hunter putting this drive together. Throw up that picture, Tyler. And there you see the workhorse that day of that state championship.
Yeah, that was David Seek, and Dave was a heck of a runner. I think you got another one there. Tyler's pulling up.
Yeah, Robert Barwick with 50 carries for 175 yards rushing.
Yeah, we'll get that one.
Yeah. Well, this is a huge drive for Pond Creek Hunter, as we do have the injured player down there. And did you see who that was?
I believe it's Kelso. And
it is Kelso. Okay.
Here's the thing. That's the first cramping we've had, I think, and usually on a first night, you get a lot more.
This will give me a chance to thank Tanner Bowman for taking care of us here tonight. He brought in food from Greasy Steve's, which is a great place to eat here in Pond Creek.
He was trying to sell us on the fish tacos. And if I was a fish guy, I'd been all over it. But I said, I apologize. I can't do fish. I'm not a big fan. And then you spoke up too, so I didn't feel as bad, Tom. So
I ordered a salad. Yes, I have to eat light. I normally don't eat before a broadcast. I'll eat afterwards, but if I'm going to eat, I'm going to eat light. And I had a salad, and it was a great chef salad.
Yeah, I heard you brag about it.
Joshua Nelson, our camera guy, had a cheeseburger and fries, which he heartily chowed down on.
Well, Coach was over there making sure that, our group, at 5 o'clock had, we had a taco pile or whatever they call it, but nachos, if you will. He's over there working to make sure we're happy. We're like, Coach, go get with your team.
Handoff up the middle. It's Teft again, down to the 12. I think he was the one, Coach Bowman was the one who ran over and got us the sweet tea that's in our refrigerator right here. So he's wanting to make sure everybody was happy. But he was excited to do it. He's had a great week with all you guys coming back. Mark the ball down to the 12-yard line, a gain of 6.
Panthers on the move right here.
Pitch near side, Teft again to the 5, to the near corner of the end zone. Did he get in there? I think they'll say he was out at the 1.
Oh, I'd like to see a replay on that one. Close. I asked for a heavy dose of him, and here it is.
Yeah, you look at that's his 7th carry of the night. Most of them here on this drive. .41 yards rushing on 7 carries for Teft. It's second down. They can actually get a first down inside the 2. It's second down and short.
Plenty of time. Play clock's at 18.
That 2-point conversion, if they can score here, is going to be huge because Coyle has converted their 2 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
4 minutes to play in the third quarter. They got to score here first. Sherman's by himself back there. Snap it to him. In for the touchdown, and Pond Creek Hunter has an opportunity to cut it in half. They trail now 16-6.
It sometimes takes a shot like that to wake you up, and Coyle said, hey, we'll go ahead and move ahead here, go up 16-0, and Pond Creek answers.
So the 2-yard run for Brady Sherman. He had 1 rushing touchdown a year ago. He now has 1 in 2025, and as we said, with 4:01 to play in the third quarter, this is a big 2-point conversion.
Direct snap, theft.
I think Teft got stopped just short.
He did. Good call, Tom.
So it stays a 2-possession ball game. 4:01 to play in the third, 16-6 our score. We'll take a break and be right back. And they flash the lights. Here in Pond Creek. You're watching on Skordle.
Stream like the pros with Skordle Live. Find out more at skordle.com/stream.
Wiggins Auctioneers.
Well, Pond Creek Hunter gets on the scoreboard. They cap a 7-play, 40-yard drive. Took a minute and 43 seconds off the clock, and it was the quarterback, Brady Sherman, scoring from 2 yards out. 2-point conversion run, no good. And 4:01 to play in the third quarter. It is now 16-6. Tom Nelson and Doug Nelson with you. Josh Nelson on camera, and Tyler Kerr, our producer-engineer tonight on our first game of the week of the season, 0 week. And the short kick picked up on the bounce inside the 20-yard line. Carson Hawk retreats and now tries to turn it up, and he does. Steps out of 2 tackles, the 25-yard line, and that's a nice return out across the 25 to about the 27 or 28.
Chavez did a great job getting down the field and was right there to make a tackle a little deeper than that. I'm watching as Kelso is cramping again.
So they'll mark it at the 29-yard line. The drive will start with 3 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the third quarter. 10-point lead for Coyle.
Again, on a night like this, you know, it's a cooler night in August. Haven't seen a lot of cramping, but Kelso, he's playing a lot of minutes going both ways.
A year ago, Coyle averaged 19 points a game. They gave up 32 a contest. Pond Creek Hunter scored 25 a game. They gave up 25 a game. This has been a low-scoring, defensive-minded contest here tonight to open up the 2025 season. Fake the jet sweep. Quarterback Lancaster tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
That was a 6'5" combination of Baker and then Easley to come in and get him. How about this, Tom? 72 degrees at 8:52 in Grant County in an August opening week.
I will take it. I will take it.
It's just unheard of. I'm just in awe.
Second down and long as Pond Creek Hunter looks to get their defense off the field. They want to get their offense back out there, down by 10 here late in the third quarter. Tyree Lancaster will take the snap. He wants to run it near side, spins, and he's pushed out of bounds. He'll get the 3 yards they lost back, and that's about it to bring up third down and 10, I believe. Yeah, gain of 3 for Lancaster.
Hey, listen, and if you're Pond Creek, you're glad he ran out of bounds. I know it's the third quarter, but the clock stops. Long 3rd and 10. You have an opportunity here to get the ball back.
Coyle, they will host next week probably a pretty feisty Yale team that lost big to Dewar tonight.
Boy, I'll keep my eye on that one just because of interest.
I tell you, this Coyle off to a great start here. I mean, we thought coming in they had a lot of experience coming back off of a 3-7 team, but they look like a much better team this year. Back to throw with Lancaster. Has a man across the middle, and he just overshot his intended receiver. It kind of looked like James Lackey mistimed the jump a little bit. That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Yeah, you had 4 receivers, 4 routes, and that one was across the middle. And, yeah, you're right, a little high on that. So that'll help the Panthers to get another opportunity here.
Yeah, 2:58 to play in the third quarter, and 4th down and 10. Pond Creek Hunter should get good field position.
How about Tyler? He's producing and pouring sweet tea up here.
Should we tip him? Should we tip him?
Does he take Cash App?
Yeah, that's right.
He says yes. He's got a little sign up over there. Tips appreciated.
Yeah, Tanner Bowman, he said, I want you guys can eat. What do you want to drink? What do you want to eat? And he's taking care of us. And we've got a timeout.
Yeah, I have been so impressed with the hospitality here. You got the one picture of Robert Barwick you could pull up. We talked about him all night. He stood next to Van Shea during the halftime ceremony. Robert is a workhorse, was back then. He's still a hardworking guy, blue-collar guy. And, man, 50 carries. And Tyler's, this one's getting him frustrated.
Well,
we're going to get it. I promise you. I'm going to send it to Tyler again.
I'm Facebook friends with Robert, and he posted a picture of the Pond Creek newspaper story. Gave me a lot of good information about that championship game.
Well, here's the fun fact about that. Van Shea's dad was the old pro. And so he wrote the articles. Mom was in charge of all the booster clubs. And I mean, it was tonight is homecoming. Mary Ann's 92 years old. It looks incredible and was telling the story. I remember Gene used to put every flag on Main Street for every home game.
Wow.
And he would back his truck up, put a flag in the pole, get back in the truck, go to the next pole. I mean, it was a family affair. I'm telling you, it's just something special about small schools.
Well, this could get very interesting now. It is 4th down and 10. Connor Mormon will stand at his 20-yard line to punt this one away. And Kyson Davis will stand at his 40. Still plenty of time left in this one. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Low snap, no rush. Angling punt toward the near sideline, out of bounds, and Pond Creek Hunter is going to get this ball. Let's see where the official marks it off. Should be about midfield.
Sometimes 8-man gets a bad rap on, they just want to 45 each other. The reason a lot of times is because they don't have a ton of numbers, and you get done what you need to get done, and you don't want to get kids hurt. And so that's part of it. As we continue on here with 2:52 to go in the third, Pond Creek will get another shot. But this one's not going to be a 45-point game tonight.
Not tonight. Drive will start late in the third quarter. Pond Creek Hunter down by 10.
I coached in Balco for 6 years, and with the great late Bob Kramer and Coach Kramer, his theory was he would never 45 anybody. It didn't matter if it was 44-0 in the second quarter. He would find a way to continue the game on to get as many reps as he possibly could.
Yeah, David Kerr was like that too here at Pond Creek. He liked to let his kids play.
Later on, he coached at Cherokee, and in fact, I think Tanner played at Cherokee. If I'm and
Tebow is definitely a chief.
Yeah, learn from Coach Kramer.
Trying to find the edge this time. Some running room for the freshman Laker easily. He'll gain about 3 or so at across the 45 to the 47. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this coaching staff for Pond Creek Hunter because all these guys make me feel really old. Tanner Bowman, of course, won a state championship at Cherokee. I called a lot of his games. I've known Tanner since he was a freshman in high school up at Cherokee. Coach Bolin, of course, has been around for a long time, but Aiden Sanborn called his games at Cherokee. Jake Struck was a quarterback at Kremlin Hillsdale. Handoff up the middle, and we'll get some of that yardage back across midfield and down into Coyle territory. That's Teft again, carrying down to the 47, picking up about 6. And TJ Crittenbrink and Trent Grimes, they both played for Pond Creek Hunter, called a lot of their games, so it just makes me feel old. All these guys are coaching now.
And those are all names that have been in the community forever, you know, Crittenbrink and Sherman, and it's embedded into the community.
Tanner was telling me, Doug Bolin is grandpa.
Look out. That's the big man coming across, number 55 for Coyle. He is a big, big man, 6'3", 265.
Yeah, Tristan Hoffman, and he jumped, and that's 5 yards the easy way, which makes it third down and short, makes it third down at about 2.
Hey, if you're the Coyle coaching staff, you are not happy with that because now it's very manageable.
Minute and a half to play in the third quarter. Pond Creek Hunter down by 10. 2-possession ball game because they couldn't convert the 2-point conversion after their first touchdown. Handoff up the middle, and not a whole lot for Cooper Kelso right there, but he didn't need much. He'll get right to the stick, right to the 40-yard line. And let's see if they measure this or just say first down. I think that's a first down. Nope, they're going to measure.
Oh, wow. So that'll take a few seconds here. How about what they're doing in the NFL now where they shoot it from the top? They should have been doing that forever. But that one, they overrule it.
10th carry of the ball game for Cooper Kelso. 24 yards rushing. So first down and 10 at the Coyle 40-yard line. Here comes the 5th play of the drive. As we tick down to 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
Huge drive if you're a Panther fan.
Teft in motion, the run away from him, and it's going to be Sherman calling his own number down to the 41.
Did a good job of reading that.
Or 36, excuse me.
Read that end, and in the end, he froze him up and went inside of him and got 4 on that one.
James Lackey on the stop.
About 3 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for Palm Creek Hunter.
27 yards rushing on 10 carries for Sherman. 2nd down and 7. Handoff up the middle. That's Cooper Kelso that time. And he'll burst forward down inside the 35-yard line down to the 33, picking up 3.
He hopped up a lot better after that run. I was kind of watching to see if he was going to be limping at all with that right calf.
Let's see if they try to get off one more play here before the end of the 3rd quarter as the clock ticks down.
There's not a lot of wind, but it is straight out of the north. I would guess less than 5 mile an hour.
They'll let it run down to the quarter break. Yep.
Yeah.
3 quarters in, 16-6. Coyle by 10 over Pond Creek Hunter. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Satisfy your...
We go to the 4th quarter, and there
yes,
you see Robert Barwick.
Yeah, so you've got Mike Roberts leading the way right there. Mike was a stud linebacker and played guard. You talk about a pulling guard that could level people. And then Mike, big time football player, ended up playing with me at Southwestern. But Barwick, right to the right of him, you see him slicing through there, and I believe that was to the 2nd touchdown of the night. But that young man, I mentioned it, he blue-collar, workhorse, 50 carries, 175 yards. I think he had 2 touchdowns.
And Van Shea, if you heard the story, if you missed the story when Van Shea was up here, he had 21 carries in the first half.
Yeah.
Got dinged up, thought he might have a concussion. Back then we didn't care, and they gave him 29 more carries in the second half.
Yeah, our team doctor was also an auto mechanic. And
great
so
story.
Kind of comboed the two things. And Mr. Cole, incredible story. And Van Shea's dad said, hey, just keep giving him the ball. He'll be all right. And, back then we did the smelling salts and all that stuff, slap a little cold water on your face. You'll be all right.
Speaking, just give him the ball right now. There's the quarterback, Brady Sherman, for 6 more. Move the chains, first down. And Pond Creek Hunter, first down and 10 at the 28-yard line of Coyle, trailing 16-6 here early in the 4th quarter. 2 wide to the left side, that pistol formation. And Sherman will pitch left this time. Kelso tries to get to the edge, and he'll be down to the 20-yard line as he was dragged down from behind.
It was cool to see Robert down on the field. I said, hey, you guys, you want to run the ball one more time? He goes, oh, no, my hip probably will go out. So, and then Dr. Davis, Mark Davis, my goodness, what a guy he was. He just kind of cruised through high school, and the next thing we know, he's a doctor. He was laying low on the academics, and he turned it on. But him and his lovely wife Tina were here tonight. And golly, it was just great memories.
2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard run by Kelso. Down to the 19-yard line, and that'll be near the first down for Brady Sherman.
He just put his head down and tried to get there. It's inches, isn't it?
Right there at the stick, gain of 1.
Lane Cummings on the stop. And it's a first.
It is a first down. Move the chains. Lane Cummings with the stop, the 5'10", 150-pound junior. And now first down and 10 as Pond Creek Hunter is in the red zone at the 18-yard line, down by 10. As we tick down under 11 minutes to play in the ball game. Tom Nelson and Doug Nelson on the call tonight. Tyler Curl, producer engineer, Joshua Nelson on camera.
How about Tyler? Last night he got Ken's outside of Tuttle, somewhere between Amber, Pocasset, and Tuttle, is my understanding. Amber, and basically they get the big Texas toast, and then they have the honey bear. And Mark Rogers was talking about slathering it up with the honey. And for some reason, Adam didn't do the honey. I don't get that. So
is he not a honey guy?
I guess he's pretty sweet, but
now he doesn't need the honey, right?
Yeah.
There you go. There's Teft. Not a whole lot there this time, as he was stopped by Xavier Noble. No gain on the play. Well, this drive started back at the 49-yard line.
No gain on the play. We have second down.
And here comes the 11th play of the drive.
And it's under 10, ticking away.
Yeah. This, I believe, is the longest drive of the ball game for either team. It is. When it comes to plays.
Even if you score and get the 2 point, you're still down 2. So you've got to move with a little urgency here.
Pitch right side, and Teft is upended down to the 15-yard line. Picks up a couple of more.
Elijah Sims on another tackle. I've been impressed with that young man.
Give him 3 on the carry.
Gained a couple on the play. Down the 15-yard line. Third down and 7.
50 yards rushing tonight on 10 carries for Teft. So it's third down and 7 in 2-down territory here. Well, you are not missing much over in Tulsa tonight. The game that you would be calling, 63-0. Lincoln Christian is rolling, number 1 team in 3A.
I am glad I am sitting next to you just because this game is really entertaining.
There's Kelso again. This time he gets down to the 10, and now they're going to mark him, say his knee was down back at the 11, so it'll be fourth down and 3.
When I talked to our athletic director, this is my 6th year to do live stream for Lincoln All Sports, and so we get about close to 100 broadcasts in a year with everything. But I was like, I would like to go back for this. This is going to be a special night, and he said, absolutely. Coach Jerry Rickey's the head coach and AD there at Lincoln, but I'm very blessed to have some guys that could cover for me, and it's always a pleasure to work with you, my friend.
And his son is a pretty darn good quarterback.
Oh, man. Carter Rickey.
Fourth down and 3. They've got to move the chains here, but before they do, timeout Pond Creek Hunter. We'll take a break. 8:07 to play in the ball game, 16-6, and a huge 4th and 3 for the Panthers when we come back. You're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with a Brahms old-fashioned banana split. Crafted with a delicious banana, split down the middle and filled with not 1, but 3 scoops of Brahms premium ice cream flavors. To complete this masterpiece, all your favorite toppings are poured on each scoop to bring it all together in a perfect harmony of flavor. Treat yourself to an old-fashioned banana split at Brahms, where every spoonful leaves you wanting more.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope.
Here we go. 4th down and 3 for Pond Creek Hunter. They're down by 10. They need to convert right here with 8:07 to play in the ball game. 2 wide to the left side. Tied into the right. The pistol formation. The man in motion is Kelso. The handoff up the middle and first down to the 5 is Blaine Teft is just running like his hair's on fire down to the 4-yard line. A gain of 7.
You know, the snap was low, and it might have froze the D-line just for a second, thinking the ball was going to be on the turf, and, man, they just blew through there. And now it is on the turf.
Another turnover, the third fumble of the second half for Pond Creek. Hunter will short-circuit this drive, and it ends a 14-play drive.
You know, sometimes when you get in a hurry to go to that hurry-up offense, try to get the defense off balance, things like that happen, and that's exactly the play before. It was close to being a fumble as well.
Well, so that is 3 turnovers in the second half for Pond Creek Hunter. And Tanner Bowman said there'd be some growing pains with this team, and they're seeing some growing pains here tonight. I'll tell you what, this Coyle team is showing me something.
Yes, they are.
So this drive will start with 7:57 to play in the ball game, and right now Coyle, they just want to run some clock. Start the drive at the 9-yard line.
You need a stop.
They got one right there. Hawk for -2.
He stopped short by Parker Grimes and Carlos Robinson.
Clock now at 7:33.
Boy, that is huge. It's a huge turnover right there.
Both teams with 2 timeouts. Of course, Coyle's just going to try to eat some clock, but they are pinned deep.
Yeah, Pond Creek Hunter has turned the ball over 4 times tonight, 4 fumbles and an interception. 2nd down and 12. They'll blow this play up. No, they won't, because stepping out of the tackle and getting out to the 10-yard line, tell you what, taking nothing and making something is Hawk to get back to a little more than the original line of scrimmage. Out to the 10-yard line, a gain of 3 on a play that should have been like a loss of 2 or 3. And here's a big 3rd down play, 3rd down and 9.
And precious seconds dripping away. 2 timeouts remaining, both teams. Get a stop here, make them punt, get it back quick.
Yeah, Coyle right now, the clock is their friend, but they got to get up to the line of scrimmage. That play clock ticks under 5 seconds. They're letting it run down, but now they have to burn a timeout, I think. Yes, Coyle will burn a timeout here as the play clock was running out. So we stop with 6:23 to play in the ball game. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Coyle. They lead Pond Creek Hunter by 10. We'll take a break. You're watching the Game of the Week on Skordle.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationships. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
Is your school or booster club?
In Pond Creek tonight, we continue to celebrate that 40th anniversary of the 1985 state championship here, Class C state championship. And there you see the legendary Coach Welch, who one of the few coaches and might be the only coach who has won a 8-man state championship and an 11-man state championship. At one point he was, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But he won one here, and then he won one in Fairview.
Yeah, and I mentioned I got an opportunity to work with him. This was our theme was Bad to the Bone back in the day, and this was people in the paper basically just saying, hey, don't sleep on the Panthers, because it was a real deal. This was right before we played Balco in the quarterfinals at Enid. That was cool to get to play at
Selby Stadium?
Yes, sir.
DeBruce Selby Stadium. Here is 3rd down and 9. Hawk around the near side, 1st down and more across the 20-yard line. Carson Hawk up near 100 yards rushing, and that is a big 1st down conversion right there.
Now you've got 2 timeouts left, clock's running. You got to think about using them to try to stop this and give yourself a chance to get it back.
That's a 14-yard gain, which puts him at 99 yards rushing, and I guarantee you he will get the chance to go over 100.
Which is impressive in your first game out here. Week 0, as you said, they'll play next week against Yale.
They've got Yale at home, then on the road to Blue Jacket at Tipton. How about that? They get to go on the road to Tipton.
Wow.
Tough schedule.
Yeah.
The quarterback, Lancaster, is buried, and he's going to lose a yard. And now will Pond Creek Hunter start burning timeouts?
Not on that one. 5:20 to go.
Loss of 1.
Going to lose a yard on the play. Reach second down and 11 for the Blue Jackets.
Ball back on the 23-yard line. The clock will tick under 5 minutes to play.
Tell the two teams here, Coyle is just trying to eat the clock, and the Panthers are trying to stop the clock. And
yeah, Coyle was up here last week. They played in a scrimmage. They played in a bunch of schools came together on this field. So they had a chance to play on this turf, which I think Coach Cooper thought was a great opportunity for them to play on this turf, and it's really paid off here tonight.
Yeah, it eliminates any fear of playing at this field, and you're used to the environment. All of those things help you.
Hawk will gain about 2, and that'll put him over 101 yards on 17 carries.
I noticed they dressed over in the old gymnasium, and it's a pretty good walk. I've walked that about 175,000 times. But at halftime, you notice they went down to the corner of the end zone. They didn't go back over there. Of course, you're up 8-0, and you're feeling pretty good.
Coyle down there east of Guthrie, about hour and a half, hour and 45-minute drive from here.
Logan County.
Yeah. Hawk around the near side. Now he wants to stay in bounds, and a flag comes in late. He tried to stay in bounds, but there might be a hold here on the edge.
Yeah, that would help the Panthers. The clock is stopped now at 3:57. They haven't burned a timeout. They got 2 left.
Well, and they could decline this penalty, and it would be would it be 4th down? Is it? I can't remember if they switched that thing over there or not. They're going to mark it. They're going to go ahead and step them back.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd down.
Declined
it. Yeah. So now it will be 3rd down and 11. 4th, yeah, okay, 4th and 8. That's what I was thinking. It was 3rd down, and they declined the penalty. So now Pond Creek Hunter will get a chance to get a stop here. 4th down and about 7.
For the Blue Jackets.
Big down. Clock is stopped.
Just under 4 minutes to play.
And now he'll wind it.
They could get it down to about 3.5.
Yeah, 20 on the play clock.
And I would bet we'll see Connor Mormon try to punt this one away. And I would be wrong.
Well, if you go for it and get it, game's probably over. If you don't get it, they've still got to score twice.
Going for the kill shot right here. A little shovel pass and running room, and right at the stick. Let's see where he went down.
Oh, goodness. It depends on the mark.
It is going to depend on the mark, and that's a pass because it was a shovel pass forward.
I think they got it. Yes.
And it was Elijah Sims makes the catch out to the 35-yard line, a gain of 8.
About 3 inches is my best guess on that. So now your clock rolls again. 3:22 to go. And again, Coyle is just going to eat every second of this play clock.
So here comes the 8th play of the drive. Started back at the 9-yard line when Pond Creek Hunter turned it over and back inside the 10. And we will tick under 3 minutes to play. And now a couple of first downs, and Coyle in position to get on the bus and head home with a win.
What a big win on the road here.
And it would be their first win ever over Pond Creek Hunter. 0-3 coming in.
Elijah Sims on the carry.
Give it to Elijah Sims, and he'll get a yard. Right now, what's more important is don't run out of bounds.
For the Panthers. Short gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 9.
Tick, 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 tick. Pond Creek Hunter has 2 timeouts remaining. 2.5 to play. And it might not end up right on the scoreboard for Pond Creek Hunter, but it's been a great night. Homecoming. And then Blaine Teft, our king, and Destiny Ortiz, our homecoming queen. And, of course, you getting back here with your teammates in that 1985 state championship. We've had a lot of fun with that tonight.
Well, and I thank you, Tom, because you you've bragged us up more than probably we should be, but you're right. A lot of memories as we have a timeout right here. Here's one last picture of the state championship team. I remember that like it was yesterday. That was at Glenpool. That we're facing to the south, so behind us is the north end zone. Now it's a beautiful complex over there. Back then it was a grass field, and it was just really, really cool. We played at Owasso's old ATAR field as a in the semifinals, and then we played Cave Springs at Glenpool in the finals. And you know, being Pond Creek guys, that was pretty cool. We got to get on the bus and go to the big town over by Tulsa and 2 times, and that makes you feel pretty special. You know, Van Shea was talking about the UCO hosting the championships now. You know, back then it was just like, well, anybody host the 8-man championships, and a lot of schools wanted it, you know. And so, like I said, we went to Glenpool for that particular. I would have gone to the moon to play. I don't care, you know.
And that was back in the day when mamas had to really scrub to get those uniforms clean. Now with all the turf, you don't have to scrub as much.
Listen, that game before at Owasso, it was a mud fest. It was you know, as a kid you love it, but man, when it's for a chance to go to the state tournament, it made it extremely tough conditions.
So after the timeout, it's 2nd down and 9, 2:07 to play. Man in motion from left to right is Hawk, and it's going to be the quarterback to the near side. Running room for Lancaster, near sideline, 2 flags in there. This one's coming back as Lancaster got to the edge and down the sideline. The hold happened a little bit downfield, just shy of the first down stick. They're going to mark it off 10 yards from, well, I actually know back at the 38-yard line, so mark it off from the 38. But once again, right now, time is the biggest commodity, the most precious commodity.
Somehow we've saved the 2 timeouts here. I say we, Coach Bauman and the Panthers, but it could play a factor here. Let's see if they can get another stop.
We'll mark it back to the 29.
Wow, way back. So that brings up 2nd.
Well, I got to get this in, too, because I used to come here a lot when I was working at the radio station. The Grant County Fair and Parade is next weekend, and I used to come up here every year, and I'd drive the radio station van in the parade, then I'd go down to the park and interview Coach Kerr about the previous night's game, and I miss doing that. That was fun. They got the free barbecue sponsored by the First State Bank of Pond Creek, got a tractor pull and so much more. It's small town Americana right here in Pond Creek, Oklahoma, and there's your quarterback again, Tyree Lancaster, out across the 35-yard line to the 36. He'll gain 7.
Wow. So we're going to keep those 2 timeouts. You know, you never know. You get a stop right here and maybe a quick strike and then an onside. Give yourself a chance. That's 3rd and 9 now. Yeah, that fair was always something. 4 County, I believe they used to call it maybe. And I it's been years ago, but yeah, the rodeo, they used to do a big rodeo here.
11th play of the drive as Coyle running out the clock here on a minute and change left in this one. They lead Pond Creek Hunters 16-6 in our first Skordle game of the week. And don't even ask me where we're going to be at next week because I have no idea.
Well,
I have no idea. Always, what happens is Adam calls over the weekend and goes, so where do you want to go on Thursday or Friday night?
Let's find you a nice press box with a little AC.
Right. I think temperature-wise it's supposed to be pretty good next week as well.
Yeah,
so.
We've got the window open in August.
Yeah, I tell you, it is nice. It is nice.
We are in what they call the superintendent's suite, and I'm telling you, they have taken care of us here tonight.
Yeah, thank everybody here. Coach Bowman bringing the food from Greasy Steve's and keeping us hydrated, although that hasn't been as important as sometimes it is in 0 week. I got to give Tyler Kerr a shout out, too. He made sure we got fed tonight. That food got up here into the press box.
Well, and he got all these old school pictures on there. Just outstanding.
There's Hawk, and he is bulldogged and thrown down at the line of scrimmage by Teft.
Well, you have about a 20-minute drive home.
Yeah.
I've got about a 2-hour.
Yeah. I will tell you, though, I've made that drive to Tulsa, from Enid to Tulsa, after a lot of ball games. Actually, Tulsa to Enid, usually coming home late night. I've done that a lot.
Midnight, 1 a.m. Yeah. Then you're all keyed up, you know, and you can't go to sleep. So.
Yeah, I get the short drive here tonight.
You know what? It's opening weekend of college football and great games tomorrow and Labor Day weekend. Everybody be safe. Have a great time.
Yeah, I'll be camping out watching some college football.
How about
this
that?
weekend,
Literally
definitely.
camping out?
No.
Oh, okay.
Camping out in my bedroom in front of my big screen there.
I thought maybe you
I
had
will
an
be
RV.
chilling.
That you were
No. I will be chilling.
Headed out to Coyle Lake. I've been there a
No,
few times.
I bet. No, I will be. We'll be chilling at home this weekend. 3-day weekend, and
I tell you,
laying low.
it was just fun to go to Enid today, and I had lunch with my sister, and then coming back for the 5 o'clock, and then just seeing. I drove around Pond Creek for about 30 minutes, just looking at the old pool.
And you grew up in Hunter, right?
I grew up in Hunter, yeah. 16. Mr. Willie that took pictures with us down there, he used to drive us after practice, pick us up over here, and he'd drive us back to Hunter, and the Hunter guys, Pond Creek guys were home. During basketball, we would trade in and out gyms. Hunter had a nice gym back then. And so 1 week the girls would practice in Hunter.
It's now the Firehouse,
yes,
I believe.
It's the Firehouse, yeah. Yeah. So when you practiced at Hunter in basketball season, you loved it because you were home. Just as soon as practice is over, you go home. But it was really something. I remember the bus drivers. Back then we had to all ride the bus to school. And so they'd meet at the 8 Mile, the Curve. Tyler, you know where that is. And the bus drivers would switch, and they'd drive that bus back to where they came from, and then we do it again that evening. So
now let's see if Kyson Davis get a good return here. They don't even want to punt it.
Hey, now listen.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now you're going to give the ball to Pond Creek Hunter inside the 15-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 16.
You got one timeout left, so you're saying there's a chance, Tom. Big strike right here, onside. You never know, gang.
That's interesting. 56 seconds to play. Pond Creek Hunter will take over, first down and 10, and the line of scrimmage will be the 16-yard line.
The first down and 10 for the Panthers from the 16.
I guess you've got a two-possession lead,
Yep.
so you're being very, very conservative, but I would think to actually kick it away would be the most conservative thing to do.
Yeah, the big fella got some good kicks off. Here we go. Sherman
to the end zone, overshoots Taft, incomplete.
Yeah, Taft just didn't get turned around. Sherman was in a hurry to get it out there. Give him another step or two, and you got it.
Pond Creek Hunter, and we'll figure up the numbers in the post game. But boy, I tell you what, they had 34 yards at halftime. They've got more than that, of course. They've put together a drive and scored, but it's been tough sledding offensively for the Panthers.
I agree.
2nd and 10. Sherman
got a
near
man.
Corner of the end zone.
Oh,
that is off the hands of Kyson Davis. That is one that he would love to have back.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, sir. Got two hands on it. And, early in the year, nerves, all kinds of things are happening. Lights in your eyes.
4 of 13 passing for Sherman tonight.
46 seconds left. 3rd and 10. Still got a chance here.
Got to convert, get an onside kick, and see if we can make this thing interesting in the final seconds. Sherman straight back. Looking to the end zone. Davis wide open. He dropped it again. Off the fingertips, and that time there was nobody within 5 yards of him, and he is frustrated, does not want to get up. He might be injured. He might have knocked the wind out of him when he hit the turf down there.
That was a little better ball. Same play. Man, tough. So,
well, Pond Creek Hunter, they've got 2 weeks to work on things before they go to Waynoka in 2 weeks. Then the big Grant County War coming up in 3 weeks against Medford.
Back in the day, Medford was 11-man, so we didn't play them. Now we played basketball. We had some battles. Coach Jones, he was there, and goodness, they had some great teams.
When I first moved to Oklahoma, started doing ball games at the radio station. Back then, Medford was the powerhouse, and Pond Creek Hunter, Medford, the first 3 years I did that broadcast, it was all Medford. Then Pond Creek Hunter took over, and I'm thinking now, I don't think Pond Creek Hunter has lost to Medford since. One time, Tyler's saying one time. 2022 is what Tyler's saying.
Wow. Speaking of Medford, they dropped one tonight, 42-12 to Surreal.
Medford Fighting Cardinal. That was my team to watch in Class C.
Kremlin Hillsdale just to the south of us. They're losing tonight by 14.
4th down into traffic. Ooh, that's going to be pass interference on Hawk, I believe. That'll be a 1st down.
Boys City big over Buffalo, 46-0. Just giving you some 8-man scores here. Waukoma's big over Depew, 54-12. Garber, 48-0 over Kenton. Wow, that was a big one.
Pass interference. That's going to be half the distance, and this is where I've got to get updated on the rule book. I don't think this is an automatic 1st down, is it? I don't think in high school football it's an automatic 1st down. But it's only half the distance. So we will learn something together here. I think it's still going to be 4th down. It's going to be 4th and about 3, 4th and 2.
Yep, there you go. Big play. If you have any chance at all, you got to have this.
Option. Sherman now throws the end zone incomplete. A lot of white jerseys there. He tried to find Teft, and that should do it.
I think he might have been able to at least get the 1st down. Of course, you'd have to go quick because, man, that's a tough go right there. So that will probably do it, my friends.
How about the Coyle Blue Jackets coming on the road tonight? 3-7 a year ago, picked 5th out of 6 teams in their district, and they're going to go home 1-0. And they take on a Yale team next week that, ranked top 10 in the state, but got it handed to them tonight by Dewar. Of course, a lot of teams get it handed to them by Dewar. But
just watching them warm up and walk to the field, they had a real workman-like attitude going through. It's homecoming. Sometimes you get a little distracted as the home team. I know it drives coaches crazy. Both coaches, the home team and the away team, when it's homecoming, it's like, oh, man. Things change up a little bit routine-wise, but, yeah, Coyle came in here and got it done.
Well, Carson Hawk, he would be the player of the game.
Yeah.
19 carries, 104 yards, 48-yard rushing touchdown, and a 53-yard receiving touchdown tonight. And that'll do it. Coyle goes to 1-0 on the season. Marcus Cooper wins his 22nd game in his career. As the clock rolls to 0, the Pond Creek Hunter Panthers will fall to 0-1. Their final score is Coyle 16, Pond Creek Hunter 6. We will take a break and come right back and put a wrap on this one as the teams shake hands. 0 week, the game of the week on Skordle back after this.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
For a bank that's big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, turn to Alva State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, going to college, starting a small business, planning a wedding, or having a baby, Alva State Bank is here for all of life's milestones. To learn more, visit any Alva State Bank branch or go online to alvastatebank.com. Alva State Bank. They plant roots where others have branches. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
Summer job, babysitting money, graduation gifts. Sounds like it's time to open a free student checking account with Communication Federal Credit Union. It's made for teens and tweens. Open your new account and get a free Visa debit card for secure shopping power online or in stores. Plus, Mom and Dad can transfer money in and manage it all from the app. Go to comfedcu.org for details. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable?
Coyle wins tonight. They beat Pond Creek Hunter 16-6 in our Skordle game of the week on 0 Week. Tom Nelson, along with Doug Nelson, as we put a wrap on this one, and I'm impressed by Coyle. They came in tonight, had never beaten Pond Creek Hunter a year ago with Pond Creek Hunter 32-8, and this Coyle team came in and defensively took control. They get a couple of touchdowns, build that lead to 16-0, then hold on.
Yeah, I think both teams have a lot to learn from tonight. But if you're Pond Creek, you got a bye week next week, which is good and bad, right? Because now you got 2 weeks before that next game.
It's bad for the kids because they're going to be on 2 weeks of practice to get better,
and the coaches, but it gives them time to get some things ironed out. If you're Coyle, hey man, you're now on a streak here. Now you take it and take on Yale, and so I like both teams. I like they've got nice lines and they've got big play guys. Man, it's just going to be fun for both of these teams to kind of see how it goes through the rest of the year.
Let's go back and recap this ball game. One touchdown in the first half came late in the first half. 1:17 to play in the second quarter. It was a quarterback for Yale, Tyree Lancaster, finding a streaking Colton Hawk for 53, or Carson Hawk, a 53-yard touchdown pass. The 2-point conversion run by Lackey. Get his first name real quick. I keep forgetting that it's James Lackey.
Yeah.
Make sure we get him in there for the 2-point conversion run. 8-0. That happened, capped a 3-play, 54-yard drive in 39 seconds, and Coyle led 8-0 at the half. Now, Pond Creek Hunter got the ball to start the second half. They get the ball out to the midfield, just shy of midfield, and turn it over on a fumble. Coyle takes over. They move the ball about 3 or 4 yards. They go for it on fourth down, come up empty. Pond Creek Hunter gets it on their own 42-yard line, turns it over on the second play. This time, Coyle's able to capitalize. A 48-yard drive. It took one play, and it was Carson Hawk scoring from 48 yards out on the run. And it was James Lackey with the 2-point conversion run with 5:54 to play in the third quarter. That made the score 16-0 Coyle. Pond Creek Hunter would finally get on the scoreboard. 4:01 to play in the third. They scored quickly, 7 plays, 40 yards in a minute and 43 seconds. And it was the quarterback, Brady Sherman, scoring from 2 yards out. 2-point conversion run, no good. They score on that short field drive. That made it 16-6. They come out defensively, force Coyle to punt. They take over at midfield and then put together a long drive down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9. Then they turn it over again. 3 fumbles in the second half to go with an interception in the first half. Those 4 turnovers for Pond Creek Hunter really doomed them in this one tonight. And then it was a matter of Coyle just running the clock out. They were able to get about 7 minutes off the clock. They took over with 7:57 to go in the ball game. They gave it back to Pond Creek Hunter with 56 seconds to go in the game. And then Pond Creek Hunter went for it on fourth down, came up empty, and Coyle able to get out of here. They ran one play and ran the clock out, and the Coyle Blue Jackets are 1-0 as Pond Creek Hunter falls to 0-1. But let's take a look at the numbers real quick before we go. First of all, for Pond Creek Hunter, on the ground, 40 carries, 136 rushing yards, led by Blaine Teft. Teft had 13 carries. Take it back. He had 11 carries for 57 yards. And then Cooper Kelso had 13 carries for 39 yards. Brady Shurman, 13 carries for 29 yards. 40 carries, 136 yards rushing. Through the air, Brady Shurman, 4 of 15 for 22 yards and an interception. Blaine Teft, a couple of catches. Kyson Davis had a catch. And then the freshman Laker Easley had a catch for -5 yards. 55 offensive plays for 158 total yards for Pond Creek Hunter and 4 big turnovers. For Coyle, 34 rushes for 162 yards, and it was Carson Hawk. 19 carries for 104 yards, including the 48-yard touchdown run. Elijah Sims, 3 carries for 2 yards. Tyree Lancaster, 12 carries for 56 yards. 6 for 10 passing for Lancaster for 79 yards. A touchdown pass of 53 yards to Carson Hawk. 44 offensive plays for 241 total yards for the Blue Jackets. Hawk with the 1 catch for 53. Elijah Simpson a catch for 8. Connor Mormon 2 catches for 9 yards. And Xavier Noble with 1 catch for 6. So once again, Coyle, I tell you what, 3-7 a year ago. They look like a better team this year.
Yeah, I was very impressed with what they did coming in here and on a special night for Pond Creek and Hunter communities. They took care of business, and they got a lot to look forward to as they go forward. I just want to say thank you, first of all, to the Pond Creek Hunter community for having us back, the administration here at Pond Creek, Coach Bauman, Coach Kerr, Coach Jones. Thanks so much to Adam and Tyler for even thinking this might be game of the week, and an honor for me to work with you, Tom. You're a true professional, and I loved every second of this. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and it's just special for me to be here and be a part of this.
Us Nelson's got to get together more often.
Yes, sir. Please, anytime. You just let me know, and I'll come help you.
Coyle, they're coming home to play Yale next week. And I tell you what, Blue Jackets fans, get out there and support this team as they come back with a 1-0 record. Pond Creek Hunter takes a week off before they go on the road to the home of the Railroaders in Waynoka in 2 weeks. Once again, your final score tonight, 16-6, the final. Coyle knocks off Pond Creek Hunter. For Joshua Nelson and Tyler Kerr and Doug Nelson, I'm Tom Nelson. That's a lot of Nelsons.
Yeah, it is.
That's a full Nelson.
Yes.
That is a full Nelson right there.
That's the call of the night right there.
Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll talk to you next week on the Game of the Week.